It's the Mixed Martial Arts Hour with
Mixed Martial Arts Hour is back in your life on this Monday, March 13th, 2023. Hello again, everyone. I sure hope you're doing well, and oh, baby, do I hope you're doing well. Do I hope you are doing well, because I have to say, my friends, remember we were talking about this? Great stretch of UFC pay-per-views, February, Perth, London, March, Vegas earlier in March, Miami coming up, New Jersey coming up in May. But I said that the one I was looking forward to the most, the one that I wanted to see, the one that got me a little extra giddy inside, the one that got the tingles and here, and that when I see the promos, when I watch the promo that they came out with yesterday, all around me are familiar faces. Do you guys see that? I mean, that was unbelievable. I started crying watching that promo. This is the one, my friends. UFC 286 is a mere 5 days away at the O2. This feels different. This feels special. And I know we were lamenting the fact that, oh, Aspinall's not there and Arnold Allen's not there and this guy and that guy. It's all good. It's really all good, because it's Leon Edwards, Kamaru Usman 3. We get to find out, was August a quote-unquote fluke? Was it a one-off? Was it an anomaly? Or have we entered the Leon Rocky Edwards era, and he gets to do it essentially at home, in his home country, adopted home country of England, Saturday afternoon, 5 p.m. Main card start here in America. It's very confusing, these like 2 weeks where we change the clocks and the UK doesn't. So for a few weeks, we're actually 4 hours difference, and then it becomes, it's all very confusing. I don't know, why can't we just, first of all, why can't we get rid of this clock thing? And second of all, why can't we just get on the same page once and for all? Anyway, I'm fired up. I can't wait for all of this. This is going to be a great day. This is going to be a great show. This is going to be a great week. Got a lot to talk about, because this past weekend was a great week, or weekend, in combat sports, in MMA. Friday, Bellator, Saturday, UFC. Got a lot to say about those two events. We look ahead to this weekend. Oh boy, as always, we are presented by our good friends over at DraftKings Sportsbook. They are the official sports betting partner of not only this program, but also the UFC, and that's pretty damn cool. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today and use the code THEMMA. That lets them know we sent you, and they like that very much, as do we. So please support them, because they support us. Ton going on, obviously, with the UFC this weekend, with the college basketball tournament coming up. You can't say the name. With baseball and basketball, World Baseball Classic in full swing. USA Canada tonight, guys. Who's excited?
All of us.
10 p.m. start. Oh, there's the buzzing again, Frank.
Yeah.
How are you doing, Frank? What's going on?
Great, man.
What's happening? We're about to go live. I'm like, all right, we ready to go? Frank tells me there's a buzzing sound.
I mean, it wasn't lying.
Okay, now there's no buzzing. So is it just when you speak?
No. We'll just have to carry on. I'm taking care of it as best as I can.
You don't like when I talk about, the behind the scenes?
No, I mean, it's fine. It's just...
Does this make you nervous?
I mean, it's just annoying, the buzz, not you.
Do you hear buzzing right now?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
I'm sure YouTube will back this up for us.
All around
Supposed to be my mic.
me are familiar. Did you guys see that, by the way? That promo? Anyone?
I did not.
Oh my God, it's so good.
Missed it.
Posted it on my TikTok if you want to check it out.
Let me go look.
It's actually, it's one of their better promos. It's one.
Still don't have the app. I'm gonna have to desktop this TikTok.
What, you deleted it?
I never had it. I've never had it before.
Why?
I don't know. Just haven't gotten around to it.
You're just holding out?
No, not holding out. Everyone always goes to that when they say I don't have TikTok. They're always like, "Oh, you just think you're better than everyone by not getting it." No, I just haven't downloaded it yet.
All right. Well, good to talk to you guys. Good to see you guys. Let me run down today's lineup, and then we'll get into things. So I have a lot to say. I have a lot to get off my chest in this first hour. Number one, back into the show, we'll recap the bets, see how we did. Think it was a tough one, but we shall overcome. We shall prevail. Prior to that, we'll be joined by... Yes. See, even though Frank is...
Literally people on the ground trying to fix this buzzing issue.
No, this is great. This is fucking great. And
Can
people
I play it throughout the entire interview?
Yeah, no, it's tremendous. Yeah, Tommy Aspinall is going to check in, talk about London, talk about his recovery, talk about the heavyweight division. A lot to discuss. Prior to that, we'll be joined by Jack Tank Shore. I got a little surprise for Tank Shore. Stay tuned for that. Tank Shore returns this weekend against Makwan Amirkhani at 145. New weight class coming off the loss to Ricky Simone. Big fight for the Pride of Wales. We're going to have some fun. Part of that will be joined by Benson Henderson. You may have seen on Friday night, he retired, the former WC, the former UFC lightweight champion. Never got the Bellator one, but what a run it was. Retired after his loss to Usman Nurmagomedov. We were talking about Usman being a minus 1,600. Well, I guess that was the correct call. And part of that will be joined by Merab Dvalishvili, who had a massive and dominant win over Petr Yan. We're going to talk about that in a moment, but I want to give a shout out very quickly. Had these ready to go here. What about my good friend of the program, Action Bronson, hooking us up with his New Balance shoes. These are sweet. The detail is fantastic.
Look at those laces.
Baklava. Yeah, I didn't have time to put them on.
No, the color is awesome.
Oh, they're awesome. Everything. I feel so cool. I love New Balance. And the freaking guy has his own shoe. And there's like a scan. There's like a QR code thing. I mean, these are, where can I put them? Like, where can I put these?
On your feet.
Well, I don't have time.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
What the fuck are you trying to say, Frank? Oh, this is sweet. Look at that. Yes. Yes, look at that with the action. With the bam bam baklavas. Oh, what a time it is to be alive. What a time it is to be alive. All right, guys, let's talk about this weekend. I have a few things to say off the bat about this weekend. Number one, Merab Dvalishvili with the dominant win, the one-sided win. It was one-way traffic from the get-go. Perhaps his most impressive performance, and he's had some impressive ones just yet. To me, that was like never in doubt. And all of a sudden, we're looking at a world where Petr Yan has lost, 4 or 5? And I know one of those losses was controversial, but this was incredible stuff. Merab Dvalishvili, I think, shot for 49 takedowns, landed 11, and threw like something like 400 punches. The guy's a freaking machine. And I know his nickname is the Machine, but he's a freaking machine. And now he's won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in a row. His last 3 against very impressive opposition, Marlon Moraes, Jose Aldo, Petr Yan. And now he's knocking at that title shot door, but there's an issue, and we'll get to that in a moment. First, let's just give him his flowers. What a performance. New York Rick, what'd you think?
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult for anybody to keep up with that pace. Any bantamweight to be able to keep up with the relentless attack and fend it off. You would think that somebody like Petr Yan, the skill set that he has, the takedown defense, the ability to counter, that he'd be the type of fighter that if anybody could do it, they'd be able to. But he showed that he's on a different level. That pace, that cardio, he doesn't. Merab's thing is he's going to take you down, but he's not going to hold you there. That tends to not be his style. He's just going to be relentless and continue to take you down. Most people tire out trying to do that. He doesn't, and it's going to be very stylistically. He seems to be a nightmare, I would say, for most of the top bantamweights.
GC, 49 takedown attempts, landed 11. Total strikes 401 he threw, landed 202 significant strikes, 338, landed 147. It's fucking absurd. 8 takedown attempts in the first, 7 in the second, 14 in the third, 8 in the fourth, and 5 of 12 in the fifth. Like, that's the one where you can maybe, take some time off, chill out, relax. Landed 5 of 12 in the fifth.
And it was like he knew he was going to win going into the fifth. Like, as the fourth round ended, he had a big smile on his face. He's pumping up the crowd. Like, just looking at the numbers, like, they look fake. Like, it was unbelievable from start to finish. I mean, it felt like Petr Yan was never even in the fight. Using the leg kicks, it looked like Petr Yan didn't appreciate those early on, and he just couldn't get anything going. I mean, it's so crazy how things can change from fight to fight. After the Aldo fight, everyone's ripping on Merab, saying he's the most boring fighter in the promotion. I can't believe this is how he ended Jose Aldo's career, yada, yada, yada. Now look at this guy. It's unbelievable what he just did, and everyone's giving him his flowers, calling for a title shot. It was insane. It was a masterclass. That's the only way to put it.
Unbelievable. And he really stamped. And by the way, like, can we just talk about the scenes? Can we talk about, little old Virgin Hotel, which used to be the Hard Rock, which has hosted many a UFC, many an MMA, many a WEC back in the day. I don't think they announced the attendance. I don't think it was more than 2,000 or 3,000, 4,000 max, something like that. The irony that this card was supposed to be at the Apex, they moved it over to the Virgin Hotels that it's now called. That means a crowd is allowed to show up. A crowd is able to show up. And not only did they show up, they were fantastic. I don't know if all those people were actually from Georgia or just friends of his or even plants, but whatever it was, it felt big. It felt important. It felt so much better and so refreshing compared to these Apex cards. And the irony that they moved it to accommodate this slap crap, this nonsense, where you get all these if you ever wanted an indication like how out of touch they are, they have to drag all these influencers, quote unquote, to come to this, to talk about how great it is and show them going, ooh, 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 and then give like Mike Tyson footage and you see him posting it on his Instagram with quotation marks. So clearly they're telling them what to write. They're trying so hard to make this seem like a success, make it seem important. They're on some app that I've never heard about and probably with juice numbers. And the fact that we ended up like, this is one of the greatest byproducts of all time of something that was like not planned, if you get what I'm saying, that it ended up in this scene. How much better was that? You got Joe Martinez there. He's actually saying, make some noise if you are ready. Is there anything sadder than Joe Martinez saying, make some noise if you are ready at the Apex? What does he say? He goes, get on your feet. You know when he says that thing?
Yeah, he's just like, the fighters are ready, Las Vegas.
There's no one there.
Yeah.
This actually worked. How great was that? Why, now that they did it, why can't every fight night that's supposed to be in Vegas be there?
I don't know. It seemed like the commentators enjoyed the arena as well. And the Georgian fans.
They were amazing.
Shout out. Like, there were so many Georgia flags there. They really showed up for Merab. Yeah. I thought it was like a low-key, good, like great fight night. I enjoyed it.
In large part because of the crowd, by the way. It made it feel I'm sorry for harping on this, but it really made it feel bigger and more important. And there was energy and it was great. Yes, DC even mentioned it a few times.
Yeah. You're telling me you weren't on Rumble on Saturday night, though?
I don't know what the fuck Rumble is. And honestly, I've never heard of it. And you people that claim that you watch it are all a bunch of liars. What the fuck is Rumble? Seriously. What is it?
It's rumble.com. I guess it's a video streaming service. I'm on it for the first time right now. I'm looking at it.
Are we on there?
No. No shop. They have a whole tab. Like they have like news, viral podcasts, finance, and then they just have Power Slap and a blue tab.
There's no sports. It's just Power Slap.
Supposed 3.02 million views on the Power Slap.
Sure.
For now.
Sure. And I'm 7'4". You know what's great about it? Like if you go on the UFC socials on Saturday night, even Sunday, like you had to go 4 rows down to get to Merab. Like if you're Merab Dvalishvili, how are you supposed to feel about that? You had to go legit like 16 videos deep to get to him. What the hell? And it's so bizarre. The whole thing, like I saw some clips. I don't even know why we're talking about this right now, but I saw some clips like, is it me or do the quote unquote athletes like, I don't know, tell me if this is a wrong, like they look like people that they took off the street. No? Like they're out of shape. They're not really like dressed well. It's like,
I don't think you're required to be in shape. The uniform being, I guess sweatpants and a t-shirt.
It's just weird.
It is.
All of it just feels kind of like very low rent.
It is weird that like how heavy I'm looking at the UFC feed right now. Like it's even still just like mixed in with like there's 2 UFC 286 posts and then it's all Power Slap. And then there's one, the promo you just said, which I just watched, which is tremendous, by the way. Whoever made that promo.
Oh, the one, yes.
Yeah, all around me, familiar faces.
That one?
Fantastic. Like, I got chills watching that. Shout out to that. But yeah, and then it's just like 12 straight Power Slap videos, and then it's Merab.
So happy this is going away, at least for now.
They confirmed a season 2, baby.
Yeah,
international.
2. But when is it coming? At least we get a little bit of a break. Like this is like someone with a spoon just being like, take it. We don't want it. And you know what's the annoying thing? I have like an MMA. I guess this is me asking to get blocked by the UFC page. But it's like, I don't want to see this on my timeline anymore. I don't want to see it. I'm tired of it. I don't want to see guys who look like they came off the street slapping each other. It's the weirdest thing. And it's so weird to see respected officials like Jason Herzog and all these dudes go from the UFC event to that.
Right, where it's just like them catching them when they fall down. I will say,
Forrest
like the,
Griffin. What the
the classic excuse that everyone says is like, "Oh, we don't want this shoved down our throat." This feels like it's actually being like shoved down our throat by the UFC. Like,
Yes,
it just,
no one asked for
it
this.
feels like everywhere you turn for it, they're like trying to promote it and put it up on a pedestal.
The one thing I'll say to that is,
New product.
no, read the Jason Herzog and other officials part of it. If they're going to sanction this, which I think is something that could be debated, right? Should they have in the first place? I would want Herzog. I would want like actual experienced referees at bare minimum to be able to be there to at least protect. I don't even know what they would do at some point. Like there's not really like much to protect, but at least to be able to diagnose if somebody's messed up. Because the alternative is you get like
other
Bob
dudes off the streets.
from the corner store who's probably a slapper himself. But yeah, it's not scenes.
Another argument is that like they aren't the first people to do this. Like this has been going on for a decade. Whoever said it, Anthony Smith.
Yeah.
Oh,
but-
sure.
The posters. Like they aren't the people that invented this.
I mean, two things that I saw Dana White say. Number one, no one cared about it in the past, and now all of a sudden I get involved. Everyone cares about it. Yeah, because in the past it wasn't being shoved down our throats. It was just living there. It was like I follow the UFC. I don't follow this nonsense. And the other one is he did the classic thank you to the media for making this such a success. I mean, if keeping 1/5 of the AEW audience and hovering around the Mendoza line on the viewership ratings, like if that's a success to you and it ain't, then okay, you're welcome. But it ain't a success. Us talking about it has not turned this into success at all.
No, you touched on something interesting though. If you're Merab, if you're another UFC fighter, you now have something concrete where you can come to the UFC and say, promote me like this. Like you're not promoting me even at this level, promote me like this. There's been various points where there's been criticism levied at the UFC where it's like, you're not doing enough to promote this fight. And then Dana White or a UFC representative will kind of have some kind of counter narrative that's typically, it's trending this way, we're doing this much business, yada, yada. But now the fighter, if you're a fighter or if you're a manager, if you're somebody with an invested with a stake in this, you can come to the UFC and say, you should promote me at least more than Power Slap.
Yeah, and they're
right?
not.
Now you have a baseline level. Now you have an example to say, this is how much you guys are pushing this. Push me at least as much as this. And it would be hard for them to come up with a counter to say, well, we've been doing it, this, that, the other. I need to see results. There's tangible
evidence.
There's tangible evidence to say, push me at least as hard as this.
It's all nonsense. And it feels like they're very much out of touch with this, but God bless. Apparently there's an audience on something called Rumble, whatever the fuck that is.
One last thing on it. I did see odds on a couple books going into Saturday night.
Awesome.
I didn't expect to see that.
I mean, I'm sure they're they're calling in their favors and stuff.
The regulation goes a long way. The regulation goes a long way toward that. If the Nevada Athletic Commission is putting their stamp of approval on it, and again, I think there's a lot of questions whether people would say that should be the case, then
These guys aren't athletes. You guess what? Guess what? Luke Rockhold and Mike Perry, Eddie Alvarez and Chad Mendes, what they're doing on April 29th, they're not allowed to do that in Nevada.
crazy, right? Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? With those athletes, with those legitimate pro athletes, former champions, whatever, what they're doing on April 29th in Colorado, they are not allowed to do in Nevada. Think of, and then we got fucking Joe Blow with the fucking beard and the what? And that guy is allowed to compete in Nevada? Get out of here.
Yeah.
And
There's a legit
and then
argument.
he looks off to the side. He's like, how much does the top guy make? 45. This guy's making big money. He's making $45K to get his fucking brain slapped out of his head. Oh, that's big money. I mean, he wipes his ass with $45K. What are you talking about? $45K to get slapped? You can't pay me $250,000 to do that. Anyway, can we talk about Merab and his future plans here for a second? I don't know why.
Yes,
Because we talked about what stadium it was in and why it was there.
Oh, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
wasn't that different on TV.
What is he? Are you serious? Are you gonna?
Oh, I disagree.
Why would you do this? Why would you say this right now? I was just moving on for this. No, it was,
I wish the Virgin.
by the way,
would come to
him
me.
walking out. Eric, you've watched this scene before. I've been there before. Him walking out with that low roof and the fans on the side.
It's fine.
I was
It's great.
taken back to 2009 WEC Uriah Faber.
There is a little bit of that. Especially
Carlos
the small,
Condit coming out. Come
the
on.
small venues do
Yes.
that, right? The small venues where it feels like the crowd is on
I mean,
top of you.
Lucas Dresky knocked a
Knocked the beer.
fan's beer out of his hand.
It was amazing.
That was incredible.
Yeah.
What does
Didn't-
Merab
didn't
do
affect
now, though?
the product.
What does Merab do now?
God.
Stop it with this.
It's it's tough. I think a lot of people are kind of placing their own feelings and values onto this, right? They want Merab to act the way that they would act. They want him to take a title shot against his friend no matter what, or they want him to stay respectful and not take a title shot against his friend no matter what. Ultimately, the only two people's opinion that I care about, the only two people that I feel need to have had a conversation about this are Aljamain Sterling and Merab Dvalishvili. Those are, and maybe the coaches. Those are the only two that I care about. If they've worked out some kind of thing, and you have to assume that they've had a conversation where it's like, Aljo's thinking about 45, he's been talking about it, it's no secret. What's the timeline for that? Where are we looking? Merab deserves to be fighting for a UFC title, and I don't think either of them would disagree with that. Those are the only two whose opinion I care about on this. I really don't care about anybody else. Merab should do this. Merab should do that. Merab's going to be loyal to his friend, and he's proven that, and there's nothing that would counter that narrative at the moment. He has shown to be that person, and so has Aljo. Their conversation is the only one that I care about.
And by the way, they don't seem too bothered about the scenario right now. Now, of course, Aljo has a fight coming up. That's the beauty of all this. It's in a month and a half. This could be a moot point come May 7th. We don't necessarily have to worry about it right now. Like, again, not trying to harp on this, but like, it seemed like Dana was low-key threatening him that, you know, if he didn't, like, what are we talking about? He has a title fight. If he loses, Aljo loses, and Lord knows they probably want him to lose, then you've got Merab waiting there. And by the way, now you have a great storyline. Merab, the teammate, now going after Henry, and Merab versus Henry. I don't know who's the favorite in that fight. I guess it's Henry if he looks great against Aljo. You know what I mean? But that's a fantastic matchup.
Well, also, what do you do with Sean O'Malley at this point? He's the number one contender right now. Like there's a lot going on.
What do you do with Cheeto if he beats Corey?
I was going to say Cheeto Corey. Like, does Merab still need another fight before he gets a title shot? Like, what does Sean O'Malley do? There's so many questions that we still need answered in the bantamweight division. It's not like Merab is just sitting there and it's just like, do you want the title shot with Aljo? Yes or no? There's too many questions on board right now for me to decide.
There is something to the idea, though, that this is the type of performance that Merab could have campaigned for a title shot, right? Like,
for sure.
On the back of this performance, he could have said, Cheeto and Corey, you guys are great. Sean O'Malley, you barely beat Petr Yan, if you even beat Petr Yan. I just dominated him. I deserve a title shot. Now, there's a world where that can happen, right? So there is something different about his campaign. There is something lost in the idea that his teammate is holding the belt. But I don't care if he doesn't care. Why should I be so concerned about Merab's title shot? If he wants to sit back and wait for the opportunity to clear up because he's loyal to Aljamain Sterling, God bless. I don't care. I truly could not care less. This man is managing his own career, and he's loyal to Aljamain Sterling. Those two have worked it out, or I assume that those two have worked it out, and we just need to sit back and watch what happens.
Honestly, the amount of times that we've been faced with this predicament, especially in the last few years, is very minimal, right?
Yeah.
I know. Like, we've talked about John Fitch and Josh Koscheck back in the day. There was John Jones and Rashad Evans back in the day. There was Rory and GSP. Honestly, I don't know if there's 10 examples off the top of my head. Is there 10 examples of these?
Kane and DC.
Kane and DC. But again, DC moved, right? He went down.
Something always happens.
Yes.
Except for, I guess, Jones and Evans. They ended up fighting because the relationship fractured based on this. But most of the time, this thing tends to sort itself out.
Exactly. So it's and it's not like Aljo just fought and now we're searching for his next opponent. It's fine. Everything is fine here. And Aljo beating Cejudo isn't exactly a shoo-in. And to your point, GC, great point. Like, we have a huge bantamweight fight coming up in 2 months. Excuse me, 2 weeks. If Cheeto knocks out Corey Sandhagen in a minute, there's going to be way more momentum and push for him to get a title shot than Merab. Because I understand some people.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the problem for Merab.
Yeah, well, because it wasn't the most fan-friendly fight, right? I don't think people are.
But he could have made a great argument based on this. If he said, I'm next in line, he could have been. He truly could have been. To dominate Petr Yan that way, somebody who it seems like Sean O'Malley is kind of next in line after closely squeaking by, Merab would have had a great case. And this is the problem with waiting. This is the problem with not immediately going after what you're going to get. But He doesn't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with
Yeah, I
it.
was gonna say. I mean, and you mentioned the not fan friendly thing. In my opinion, it was only that because of how dominant he was to Petr Yan. It just felt like Yan had nothing to even offer him.
Oh, and by the way, I was blown away by the performance, especially his gas tank. I mean,
I've seen some people saying
I see
that,
jabrones, but like, come on.
he failed 38 takedowns.
for
It's just like, bro, he attempted 50. Like he's not going to get that many.
Yeah. Also, he
They're not understanding.
landed
It's-
11.
I mean, shout out to Jan's takedown defense on a lot of those. Like, I mean, it was pretty impressive, the balance that he had.
Merab's game is not efficiency. It's overwhelming volume. He's destroying you by just breaking you because you can't keep a pace. He fights at a pace that I don't think many, if any, fighters can withstand. It's truly like a crushing pace, and he continues to get better and better and better at it.
I love it. I have no problem with it whatsoever. Different strokes, different folks. That's his thing. God bless. Question is,
Marcus Williams sent me a DM on Twitter. Burns and Usman was a recent example. Teammates, they ended up going to different gyms and
it was fine.
competing.
Yeah, it was fine.
And it all worked
I mean,
out.
those dudes didn't raise a stink at all. They weren't the best of friends, and there's a ton of guys at that gym, but still, good for them. If you're our good friend Danny Rubenstein, you were rocking his gear last week, GC.
Yeah, shout out.
And Sayat, what the hell do you do with Petr Yan now?
Man.
I mean, 2 years ago, if you would have told me that he'd be in a rut, losing 4 of 5, I thought he was on his way to like having like a 3-year run as bantamweight champion. You know what I mean?
I think a lot of people did.
Now,
Like,
you got to take a step back just to build him back up.
You have to. I mean, like he's fought nothing but killers since the Aldo fight. Like he's fought nothing but killers. Take a step back against like a big name, a Garbrandt, a Cruz, something like that. Like,
Man, him versus
make it a big
Garbrandt would
fight.
be interesting.
I saw some people said, welcome Davison Figueiredo to the bantamweight division.
Oof.
I mean, take a step back against a big name. Like that's like him versus Garbrandt. I mean, he would force the pace against Garbrandt. That's for
if
sure.
I'm managing Cody's career, like I want
You
to
don't want that.
take your time. Just keep racking up.
Trevin Jones to Petr Yan
Yeah.
is a huge jump.
Listen, I like it for Petr. I don't like it for Cody.
And quite frankly, it's a big step down for Yan.
No.
There
We
are
need to step
levels
down.
between that.
We need to
No,
step
that's,
down.
That's too far for me.
Really?
What do you want?
What
He's
do you
not.
want?
He's not Cody
Cruz?
Garbrandt territory. I'm sorry. Like that's just.
You need to see one go through the hoop. At some
Yes.
point. Like the confidence has to.
Just
That's
get a win.
fine. That's
Especially
fine.
the way he got dominant.
But you can do that stylistically without taking that big a drop down to the unranked territory. Like
I mean, he's
Yeah.
fringe. He's got a name. I get it, but if I'm Cody's manager, I'm not touching that.
you can find a better stylistic matchup. The fighters that he faced are the best of the best of the best. Like you can find a ranked bantamweight that doesn't need to be
Yeah.
that far.
I mean, 15 right now in the bantamweight division is Jack Shore, who's no longer there. Chris Gutierrez. Adrian Yanez is tough. Umar Nurmagomedov.
Chris Gutierrez is tough.
These are the
Yes.
fights.
These are tough fights.
Yeah, they're tough. Petr Yan is really good, man. This is tough, but he's really
Song
good.
Yadong.
Great.
Dominic Cruz.
Line it up. I mean, Cruz.
Tough for Cruz.
Like, and then you
That's
get
a
into
tough
that,
fight
and then
for
you get into
Cruz.
that 10 range. Like, I would not want to see him fight Ricky Simone or Umar Nurmagomedov. I feel like that's just another just like killer and waiting in the wings.
I think this is some recency. Like, man, Yan is really good.
Well, the thing is, he's
Yan is
fought
really good.
the best of the best. That's why just a small step back.
Yeah, Cody Garbrandt is not a small step back.
Nah.
Cody Garbrandt is jumping off the cliff.
He needs a
That's-
Jermaine Franklin type of fight. You get what I'm saying?
Nah, he can go into that top 10 to 15 range and find a nice fight.
I mean, that's the top 10 to 15. Ricky Simone, Umar
Fight
Nurmagomedov,
those guys. Great.
Adrian Yanez.
Ricky
By the way,
Simone,
perfect.
Adrian Yanez.
Umar, that's a tough.
Where's Rob Font, right?
Rob
Rafon is 6.
He's got to fight though.
Yeah, I know, but
So you can fight Font on the back of that. Great.
I mean, all these dudes are tough.
There's-
Chris Gutierrez.
does Petr Yan ever hold the UFC bantamweight title again?
man,
Crazy, right?
man. He's only 30, right?
That knee changed everything.
It's the
That may
biggest
change
like what if. What if he
God.
had just never thrown it? Where would we be at?
Actually, I'm gonna reverse course on that.
Okay.
He could. I'm not gonna predict it, but he could.
I think this is a
Crazy
very
things have happened in the
Aljo
sport.
leaving the division
Craziest
opens things
things.
up a ton.
him
right?
versus
Aljo's
Henry.
the
If Henry is
the biggest
really
throwdown.
Henry, like if he's back, tough matchup.
Man, Peter's
With the wrestling,
so good,
I
man.
know.
I'm not ready. I'm not
Also,
ready
how does
to
he beat
bury-
Merab?
I'm not betting. Yeah, that's gonna always be a tough fight. Clearly, that wasn't his best performance, right? That was not great. I'm not ready to throw the dirt on the casket yet. That
No,
dude is still,
of course not.
That dude is still top of the top, in my opinion.
You know, it'd be a sick fight, by the way. Him versus Cheeto.
Great fight. And why is that like? Why is there not a level between Merab and Garbrandt? Like Cheeto is that level between.
Just because of how stacked the
Font is that
bantamweight
level
division is.
between. Sandhagen is that level between. They had a great fight last time.
Yeah. No, I just think that now that you've got these wrestlers at the top, Merab, Henry, Aljo, how good.
These guys we just named, none of them are wrestlers. O'Malley, you could run that.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm talking about winning the belt again.
Oh, yeah. That's tough. It's going to be tough sledding, in my opinion. Once Aljo leaves the division, though, things open up a little bit more. But yes, Merab is always going to be a problem.
Yeah, I mean a little bit, but yeah, Merab's
Merab's going to be a problem for everybody. This is not a Petr Yan specific thing. Like, Merab is about to be a problem for every single bantamweight.
Cejudo could just be champion again.
Oh, yeah, very easily. May 6th, Newark. Shout out.
Shout out.
What about the fact that here we are, March of 2023, male 135, female 125, two best weight classes in the UFC. What a time.
Are you a lightweight guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't-
Wait, you still think that lightweight is
there's-
better?
Oh, yeah.
There's people that
You're
really.
big
that
time.
Are you
question
shitting me?
this. Oh yeah, yeah.
Big time.
What?
Yeah.
That's like there's people out there that like it's not even a question for them.
Yo,
Lightweight is the division.
you're kidding.
No.
We're just talking about all these killers. Who do you have? Who do you have at lightweight? You have Islam, and
You could go
yeah, but
how many deep?
But you have all these guys who have already fought for belts already. Like all these guys are fresh. They've never fought for belts. They're all.
That's not how you're talking about a stacked division.
It's
You're not
fun,
talking about
it's
fresh.
different.
Yeah, that's not what you said.
Oh, this is.
You said the best division. First of all, women's 115 is better than women's.
Wow.
Second of all, men's lightweight is better than
What?
men's
Women's
lightweight.
115 is better?
Yeah.
The Apex division?
Yeah.
All they do is headline Apex events.
Yeah, the headline events. They're actually the best women on the roster.
You're kidding. Who's Zhang Weili fighting next? Who's the big fight for her next? Right now. Because I can name 4 big fights for Alexa Grasso right now.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. You could. Are they big? Are they actually big?
Yeah, the Valentina rematch. You've
Who you got after that?
Aaron Blanchfield on the
So
locomotive.
there's not an Aaron Blanchfield at 115?
No,
First of all,
name 'em.
Tatiana Suarez is probably going to 115 as she stated.
Well, right now, 125.
Oh, okay.
You know,
All of a sudden.
Okay, name them. Name the other one.
Tatiana Suarez. Okay, let's look at the women's
Yan Chaonan?
strawweight.
Lovely person, lovely fighter, but is she a big draw?
Rose Namajunas, Jessica
Where's
Andrade,
Rose?
Amanda Lemos,
What?
Marina Rodriguez, Yan Xiaonan, Mackenzie Dern, Amanda Ribas is kind of in between, Tisha, Verna Janjiroba, Michelle Watterson, Angela Hill.
Oh, come on.
What do you mean? This is the bottom end of it.
Yes. Valentina, Mano Fiorot, Tyler Santos, Aaron Blanchfield, all better.
Yeah, they're names that you don't know. They're not better fighters.
What do you mean that I don't know? What are you talking about that
What
I
I'm
don't
saying,
know?
you're talking about fresh matchups. You're talking about it like it's interesting. That's fine, but that's not.
Casey
that doesn't make it
O'Neill
a
at the
division
bottom
deep.
there. Jennifer Maya at the bottom there.
That doesn't make a division deep.
What do you
Just
think,
because-
GC?
Just because
What do you
they
think?
haven't fought for the title yet.
I think it's crazy how heated this is getting. The 125 versus
Yes.
115 debate.
This is
I love
actually,
it.
look,
I love it.
155 versus 135, I could say, all right, fine. 125 versus 115, no chance.
They're both better, and
You might as well bring in
it's not even
145.
close.
You might as
It's not
well
even
bring in
close.
145.
Just because they're matchups that you want to see. What has Casey O'Neill done?
bring in
What has
145?
like?
In a week, Casey O'Neill is about to come off a win over Jennifer
Okay.
Maya.
Wow.
Wow.
The pick is in.
That's I'm with you that like there's momentum behind the division. I like it. It's great. I feel like flyweight is exciting as it's ever been. Is it deep? No,
Yes.
man. It's just not. And 115 is like objectively deeper by miles, as is men's lightweight.
Miles. I mean, Miles.
Yeah.
No.
We're at Michelle Watterson at
close.
10, and she's
Yeah.
like, she's not going to fight for a title.
The 10th best flyweight. Who's the 10th best flyweight?
Arujo.
Yeah, she's fighting for the title.
I mean, she's in the
Better
mix.
prospect than-
Yeah.
Listen, I'll put the top five flyweight versus we'll do
Again,
top 6.
now you're changing. You're moving the goalposts.
No,
right?
I'm not. I'm saying what's the better weight class? The
Yeah.
top 6
What's
versus
the better weight class? So the weight class is only the top 5 now.
Okay, so let's go
We're just
top.
moving the
I'm just
goalpost-
trying to. Okay, let's go top 10. Let's go
The
top
best weight
10.
class, but only talk about who's the best champion.
Let's go top
so let's
10.
just do number 1.
Let's go top
just do
10.
number 1.
Okay, Zhang versus Alexa Grasso. I'll give you the nod on that. But the rest of the division, Esparza Shevchenko. Rose, we don't know if she's fighting again. Against Manon. Lemos versus Tyler Santos. Blanchfield Andrade. We know the answer to that one. Andrade versus Marina Rodriguez. She's playing both sides of the fence. Chukagian Yan Xiaonan. Lauren Murphy, Mackenzie Dern, Jennifer Maia, Tisha Torres.
Yeah, Lauren Murphy and Mackenzie Dern. We've got to the point where
we get to the 7.
Strawweight obviously comes over. Yeah, there's more than 7 fighters in the division.
I'm reading them.
I don't know if you know this.
I'm reading them.
You're getting to the back half where flyweight falls off a cliff.
But the top
That's
5, the top 5 are better.
That's not a weight class. The top. You said
what is
flyweight
the most
is the deepest weight class.
Yes.
You didn't say the top 5 flyweight are more interesting.
Semantics. I'm saying,
are
what
we
is the most
arguing about
interesting weight
deepest?
class?
Yes. Is the argument deepest or most interesting?
Both. I'll say both.
No, it's just not true.
It's
Like,
both.
I think bantamweight in the men's division is the most interesting.
Lightweight.
I don't know where I lie on the deep thing. I mean, this I can't believe
we got dudes like Jalen Turner like clinging on to like top 15 in lightweight. I mean, come on, man.
Could we agree that bantamweight is infinitely more interesting than lightweight? If you want to play the
Chris Gutierrez
Well,
is
the top-
13th. Chris
the
Gutierrez
top-
is disgusting.
The top is
Umar is 11th. Like, it's deep, dude.
the top is
it's crazy deep.
Kind of needs to sort itself out at lightweight, and there's also some old guard that probably needs to get.
What's the fight?
moved
Can I see
out.
this? What's the fight for Islam that you are dying to see?
Benil.
Yeah.
Dying?
You were going to say that?
Yeah.
Pay-per-view blockbuster.
See, now we're just changing the argument.
What?
It was deep weight
I'm
class. Now
talking
it's
interesting.
is there a fight for the champion
I'm
that you're
talking
most interested in seeing?
Yes.
It's like we're just
That's a
changing the argument.
byproduct of what's interesting. Interesting to me is
You said
Henry
deep.
Cejudo
Is
versus
it
Aljamain
deep or
Sterling.
interesting?
All of it.
No, those are two different things.
Oh God.
Nah, 135 is far
Those
and
are-
away more
Okay,
interesting.
be the judge and jury here, GC. Who's right?
On interesting?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking.
135.
I never said
135
anything
is
about
way
interesting.
more
What?
interesting than 155.
Interesting, deep.
No doubt it's
Use any word you want.
No,
Best
those are not the
deep.
same
You're
word.
just,
For
you're
me, they are.
discrediting how deep 135
Yes.
is.
Those are
Umar
not the same
Nurmagomedov is 11th. Chris Gutierrez is 13th. Yana is 12th. Like, dude, it is deep.
Oh boy.
Can we put
Ricky
it?
Simone is 10th.
How do we
Ricky
put the
Simone
polls
just
in the
body
chat?
Slam Jack Shore through the canvas at UFC Long Island.
Put it up.
Can we put a poll in the
Put it
chat?
up.
I see
Go-
them
go
doing
do
it all the
something.
other
Put it up.
times. Okay, how do we do this? Does anyone know how? I see.
No, I
It's
know
just
how.
crazy.
No one knows how?
You guys are changing the
Let me
argument on the
step away
fly.
from
I'm not changing anything. Deep,
Interesting and deep are not the same thing.
For me, they
They're
are.
not.
Interesting, deep, and best are all the same.
Oh,
for
well,
this.
great. Well, so we've established that you're just making up.
Okay,
stuff.
so this is a good. I still don't agree with you, but fine. I feel like you're in a yes. What is it? What is it, Frank? Do you know to make the poll?
So Aljo Sterling just texted us saying, "Tell Ariel I said to school these boobs about the best weight class."
Did he really?
He did. He texted.
Yo,
us
he
all.
just texted me. Yo, school the rookies, school the Jackman. This guy. Can you believe this shit?
Shout out, Aljo.
For the poll. What's the
Deepest weight class. Deepest.
Best.
Best?
Who did Aljo just text? I'm FaceTiming Aljo right now on the show.
Give me the final question.
Tell us.
He texted me.
Let's see. This is crazy. The disrespect. Is he gonna pick up?
He might be, busy.
Aljo, what about the disrespect? What? Tell him right now. Tell him, Aljo. Tell him.
Yeah, tell me, Aljo.
Stop disrespecting the bantamweights, guys. Don't disrespect the bantamweights like that.
Is it even a debate? 135 versus? It's not even a debate.
It's not even close.
That's
These
not,
guys don't fight each other at lightweight.
they don't fucking fight each other.
Now-
And all the dudes have already fought for a belt. You've got fresh matchups up the wazoo at 135, right?
It's not a thing.
Exactly.
Much love, Aljo. You're the man. Congrats on the win with Merab. Peace out. Hey, don't let them force you guys to fight. All right, friendship over everything.
We're not fighting.
All right, much love. Talk to you later.
Peace.
Peace. There he is. Aljo just was chiming in. I mean, that is incredible.
Poll's been created.
Poll's been created? Oh, there it is. What is the best weight class? Bantamweight. There, 50-50. Stop the count.
You want to stop at a tie?
50-50.
Stop. And what? Oh my God. Guess who just texted me right now? Casey O'Neill. I swear to God. They're all chiming in. New York Rick and I were never friends. Oh my. Let me call her too. One second. Let's see if she picks up. Oh, they're all coming for you, New York Rick. They're all
I'm ready.
I
Bring
love
them
it.
on.
I love it.
Bring
This
them
is
on.
crazy.
Where are the 115ers back in New York Rick?
This is crazy. Yeah,
I know.
No one's
Where's the
coming.
115?
No one's
they
coming
need
to
to
help.
come to my defense.
Oh, love
Casey,
it.
tell him right now. Tell him right now.
Me and New York Rick were never friends.
Can you believe this shit?
What have you done, New York Rick?
Yeah, what have you done, Yerk Rick?
Nothing.
Wow.
He says nothing. He's a never was. And you notice I'm mentioning you a lot more now. And I said, what did I say? Next Monday, you're going to talk about your win over Jennifer Maia, yes?
Yeah, and he's going to be crying over it if he doesn't bet on me.
That's right. That's right. Good luck to you. Much love.
Bye.
Casey O'Neill chiming
Bye,
in.
Casey.
Who else? Who else?
Oh, I love that.
This is incredible.
Do I have to now like back Jennifer Maia here?
It sounds like it.
I mean, you have to because I've already backed Casey O'Neill.
No, I can't.
Who's the favorite in that one?
Casey O'Neill.
There you go.
Yeah, I think Casey's gonna.
627 votes, bantamweight 54%.
Stop the count. Stop the count.
Stop it now.
Wow.
No. We'll give it a few more minutes.
You don't really believe this, right? This is like you saying that the
I mean, what more can I?
the Virgin.
I literally,
This
have
is like you
nothing
saying
else
the
to say.
Virgin Hotel was the same as the Apex.
On TV, it's the same.
No, people are really this dug in on the lightweight division. Last week, Jed thought he was like doing this victory lap of the card last week. He was like,
Wait, saying what?
he was like, look at this card, and people want to tell me bantamweight's the best division.
It's what?
Grinning ear to ear when he said it, I was like, oh, I actually kind of like this card for bantamweight division.
Oh my God. Can I just go back to one last thing that I said earlier that I really think is why I get excited about the bantamweight division? And to a degree, women's flyweight. None of these people, they're all fresh, right?
That's a different conversation.
No,
I
it's
agree
not.
with that.
It's not.
No, I agree with that.
Okay.
Lightweight is.
It's a lot of the
is
older guard.
stagnant. Yeah, 100%. That I agree with. They're really good though. But yes, I 100% agree with that.
O'Malley, Merab.
I'm more interested in seeing some of those storylines develop. That doesn't mean they're better fighters though. But yeah, I agree with that. 100%. That I'm on board with.
Okay, this is
Flyweight is fresh, for sure.
women's flyweight.
Women's flyweight, yeah.
It's great. And I think there's like legit, like you can make a case for 5 people who are going to be champions this time next year.
That I don't know about.
Yes.
But I'm interested in finding out.
Grasso, Shevchenko, Manon Fiorot, Tyler
That's a lot
Santos,
of champions. Jeez.
Casey. I said you could make a case. Anyway,
I mean, Shevchenko, Tyler Santos, Manon Fiorot, Blanchfield,
Casey
Like
O'Neill.
Casey O'Neill, sure. You could
What do you mean?
really
Don't say
like-
sure. She's watching right now. She's going to come for your
was
neck.
adding it to the list. What is this? Like what?
This is a great transition to what else I wanted to talk about, which was Usman Nurmagomedov, who now is still the Bellator bantamweight champion, remains undefeated. Massive win for him over Benson Henderson. It was never close. I believe, guys, Usman Nurmagomedov, who is now 16-0, 17-0, excuse me, 16 going into that fight. I believe you can make a very strong case that he. No, I don't believe the case. I believe Usman Nurmagomedov is a top 5 lightweight in the world, regardless of weight class, regardless of promotion. Excuse me, regardless of promotion. Usman Nurmagomedov top 5. Now the top 5 in the UFC is 1 second.
Islam Makhachev,
Yes.
Charles Oliveira,
Yeah.
Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje, Beneil Dariush, Michael Chandler.
I-
Usman Nurmagomedov,
He's in that mix.
Michael Chandler. Who wins?
Here's the thing.
Okay.
Can you make a very strong case for him to win?
You could argue
yeah,
it,
yeah.
for sure.
Can you make a strong case for him over Chandler? Yes. Can you make a strong case for him versus Beneil? Yes. Gaethje? Yes. Poirier? Yes. You can make the case. Even
100%.
Charles.
I don't think it's definitive. I mean, just quite frankly, like we need to see him against the level of competition that these guys are fighting. I don't think you can like definitively say, but could you make the argument and would you think that he'd be out of his depths against any of these guys? Not one of them.
No.
Not one of them.
No. He's incredible.
He's amazing.
I'm a huge. By the way, he's a Nurmagomedov and he has that skill, but he has the striking as well.
Yeah, dude, he's
Well,
nasty.
he's primarily a striker. That's the difference
Yeah.
between him and the other Dagestani fighter.
And how? Let me see how young he is. Where's my thing? Too many
Yes.
tabs up here.
I don't know if
Just
you can
24 guys. 20 freaking 4. This guy. And he's
I think
17-0.
This is the problem is you're never going to be able to say definitively that he's like top 5 just because so many of the best lightweights in the world are in the UFC. But Bellator being able to say that we have somebody who's in that convo, who may be the best, is great for them because he's as good as any of them.
Oh, he's amazing. That was.
He could compete with any of them.
I really think you can make a case that right now he goes to the UFC and he's in the top 5-3 off the bat. He'll never fight Islam, of course, and much respect on that. But I think he's incredible, and it speaks to this. This is the first time in Bellator's history, and this is the first time really in over a decade. As much as we want to talk about Bellator feeling like they don't have momentum, and there's a lot of things that I think they do wrong, and there's a lot of things that they could do better. Guys, 205 champ is Vadim Nemkov. 185 champ is Johnny Eblen. 170 champ is Yaroslav Amosov. 155 champ is Usman Nurmagomedov. 145 champ is Patricio Pitbull. Even 135, you can make the case, there's Stotts coming up, there's Patchy Mix coming up, there's Sergio Pettis who's looked good. You can put him in that conversation, but if you don't, all those guys, A, are really good. B, are somewhat homegrown. C, are young-ish, if not young. And D, best part, aren't UFC retreads, aren't cast-offs, right? They're all their own guys. And okay, just for the conversation, could you bring this up and not be laughed at? Vadim Nemkov versus
100%.
Jamal Hill or Yuri? Yes. I know they fought back in the day, but long time ago. Johnny Eblen versus Alex Pereira?
Yep.
Yaroslav Amosov versus Leon Edwards as of this moment. Usman Nurmagomedov versus Islam? Fuck, what a fight.
Wouldn't happen, but yeah.
Yes. Patricio Pitbull versus Alex?
Absolutely.
And then, the 135 situation, if you want to talk about Sergio because he's a cast, like those, 5 guys? That's a pretty damn good lineup that they need to be proud of. Now, the issue is there's no star there, right? Like there's no box office draw, but I feel like for the first time in their history and for the first time ever, at least in the last decade plus since Pride went away, there's a promotion that can actually say, our champions can hang with your champions. And that's a big deal to me because it all starts with your champions. And obviously you got to do is there a huge demand for Jason Jackson versus Yaroslav Amosov?
No,
maybe not.
It falls off.
It falls off
after the champions.
But the champions are special. Can we give them props on that?
100%. I agree with every single one of those fighters could be in competition with a UFC champ or top level UFC competition. No doubt.
And they're not superstars, but it helps the draw that 3 of their champions are undefeated. Johnny Eblen, Amosov, and Nurmagomedov all undefeated, which is...
Who's the best one of the 5? Nemkov?
Who's the best fighter of those guys?
Johnny Eblen...
who's the pound... we never talk
Pitbull.
about pound for pound in Bellator. Who's the pound for pound best in
maybe
Bellator?
Usman. But I feel like Pitbull's proven it on every single level.
Yaroslav is also 27 and 0.
Yeah, last performance against you, Logan Storley. Does Bellator do
right.
pound for pound?
All their champions are...
Yeah, they do pound for pound. They have their own ranking.
They do? Who's number 1? Let me see. Rankings. Oh, pound for pound is Pitbull. Pitbull, Nemkov, Amosov.
He's earned that spot.
AJ McKee's in the top 4.
You wouldn't have him? Yeah, of course he's in the top 4.
When was the last time these were updated? Usman 7?
Yeah.
I'm sure that has to be updated. But yeah, AJ McKee is a freaking savage. AJ McKee's is good.
Over Usman?
Too.
Over Usman?
No, I think it'll be updated, right?
Right.
But, yeah, AJ McKee could come over to the UFC too and compete right away.
Here we are waiting with bated breath for
the Bellator rankings.
Pound for pound.
By the way, let me just say this about the Bellator rankings. At least they're honest. They make them themselves.
The problem is it's mostly a 1 to 2-3 person ranking, and that's the problem. That's always going to be the issue. Is who are they going to fight? Like I've been on a hill alone with my Chris Cyborg is the best women's fighter on the planet, and probably the best women's fighter ever. But who's she fighting? It's a rough situation. She's waiting for a lot of fights to resolve and hopefully for a contender to emerge, but nobody that's going to press her, nobody that's going to push her.
Here's one argument: AJ McKee is 4th in pound for pound rankings, but then he's 7th.
I just saw that. That is bizarre.
And 3rd in featherweight.
That being said, where do I sign up for AJ McKee versus Usman Nurmagomedov? At 155. Where can I sign up?
Yeah, it got to be
that?
at 155.
Yeah, he's in the tourney.
Yeah. We don't know the... Do we know the... Yeah, we know the bracket.
Yeah, it's going to happen at
so
some point.
When would that happen?
If they both keep winning. I don't know if it's the semis or...
Yeah, if they win, we're going to get it. That's great.
Well, Usman won his first one, but AJ obviously has to win. And the jury's still out on if 55 is best for him as opposed to 45. But still, that's a big time fight. But yes, that is obviously the issue. There's a big drop off. Eblen versus Fabian Edwards. It's all well and good. But can we just talk very quickly about Michael Venom Page?
Man. Well,
Awesome.
just right before we move on, it
Yeah.
would be the finals. Nurmagomedov.
It would be the finals.
Oh, I mean, dude, they struck gold last time when they
Yeah.
got Pitbull and AJ McKee.
That makes me a little nervous.
No, why? I love that. Let's get it.
Yeah, but what if he doesn't make it
Do
to the
their
finals?
business, do their work, and let's
Well, then-
have a great final.
Then very likely you could get Usman versus.
By the way, that
Fury.
tournament is sick. Like, I'm talking about how the divisions are not super strong. That one is good. That is a good tournament right there, and I'm excited about
Yes.
how that's
Hopefully
gonna
they
play
could
out.
just get it done within a year because they drag out
That's
too
the
long.
problem. Yeah.
You
But,
forget that there's an actual
that tournament's great. No matter what the final is, that is going to be a legit championship. That's awesome.
Like, yo, I legit don't remember when the bantamweight tournament started, and it's not even done.
Oh yeah, it's been.
It's still going.
yeah. Isn't it over in like a couple weeks? Though?
Yes, but it's still going. That's the point.
Yeah.
Now, Michael Venom Page a few years ago kneed Evangelista Cyborg Santos in the head and dented his skull.
Cracked his skull, yeah.
Yes, and now they're Jesus. Oh my God, look at that.
Holy-
He freaking dented his skull. And now he comes back and he kicks Goichi Yamauchi in the leg. And initially, when they were cutting, like when it was live,
Oof.
initially, do you know there was that one angle that was the broadcast angle, and you're like, you weren't really sure what happened, but then there's another angle. I don't know if you saw it, where it's from his back, and you see the knee explode.
Yeah, like if there's a dent in his
Yes.
knee as well. Yeah.
What the fuck? That was
He's a
crazy.
very dangerous man. Very dangerous.
That was just because at first you were like, oh no, we've seen legs explode before, but it's usually the guy kicking that then gets checked or something or hits the knee. It's very rare to see the guy doing the kicking and then the opponent's leg explodes. Poor Goichi Yamauchi.
What you usually see is muscle, tendon, those types of injuries, and you see something snap, right?
Yeah.
In this case, he popped his kneecap. He just he shattered it. He blew it up. I mean, it's pretty, honestly, like most of the time that ends up bad for Michael Venom Page is what
Yes.
typically happens there.
That was the crazy part.
Same with the skull thing. Like you're hitting the hardest parts of the body. Typically those end worse for the person striking, for the person attacking it. But he's a lethal man.
Oh my
He's a
God.
lethal man. And he's just so much fun. He's just so good to have around. I know people have kind of soured on his prospects as like a future champion a little bit, like and how Bellator built him, feeling like they built him either too slow or too fast or whatever the case may be. But every time Michael Venom Page fights, you're getting entertainment, you're getting a show, he's going to give you everything he has and put on a performance from the moment he steps out of the curtain all the way to the end, all the way to the celebration, all the way to the mic. He's just one of the best showmen we have in MMA, and I just love having him around. And not only in MMA, like BKFC, whatever he wants to do,
Yeah.
Michael Venom Page is awesome. He's just an awesome dude to have in combat sports.
Would he be infinitely more popular if he was in the UFC? Like, look what happened to Chandler, right?
Yeah, for sure.
No doubt he would.
Yeah.
The style of fights that he brings.
Well, also, if he did these things to somebody that is UFC level competition, and Yamauchi, I think, is very good, so I don't want to make that the point of comparison. But if he was doing this in the UFC with that platform, with that stage against those caliber fighters, he'd be a megastar probably. Like the things he's doing are one of one. He's a special fighter.
At first, I was like, "Oh, this is such a bummer. It's unceremonious." But then I was like, "Holy shit! I can't believe he did
What
that."
he did.
Yeah.
That was a fun main card. By the way, it lasted like an hour and 40 minutes. It was tremendous. They kept it rolling, much better. I enjoyed that very much. So overall, a fun weekend. I have a problem right now, guys.
What's that?
So my computer is plugged in, right? But the plug is not plugged in.
Oh.
So do I just go? Is my
Yeah, your lav is on.
Okay, one second. I have to go under here. Sorry, these are things that we should check before the show, but it's not plugged in, Frank.
It's almost
I don't
like we
know
should
what to tell you.
rehearse.
There we go. Now it's plugged. Oh yeah, that's good stuff.
Good thing we did the live,
Oh yeah.
Did you
How was
enjoy
that?
that?
Yeah,
That's
that was
great,
good.
man.
Yeah.
That's great.
Couple other things before we get to our first guest, Merab. Speaking of Merab, his good friend and teammate, shout out to Chris Weidman, came back.
Oh yeah.
Time stuff.
Didn't get the win at Polaris, but had a strong performance and then got on the mic afterwards and got quite emotional about just the the comeback and the journey and all that stuff. So there was a period on Saturday where there was just a lot going on. There was just a lot happening. The UFC was happening. There was boxing happening in Liverpool. There was the Weidman thing happening. Then there was boxing at night in Australia. Tim Tszyu against Tony Harrison. What do you want to say in your crick?
I was going to say not only reflective of his path back here, recovering from the injury, but also proclaiming like there's more still for him in the tank.
Yeah.
And there's still gas left in the tank. And when Chris Weidman fights, I'm watching. So
no doubt.
I'm interested in that.
And what about Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis?
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
Ooh-wee. I mean, this is exciting. Got to do a little presser stuff on Thursday. And by the way, I've had a good stretch of FaceTime calls.
Yeah, they always seem to answer.
Yeah.
You got the juice.
I wonder if they're getting wise to the fact that they're going to be on air.
By the way, I have like 5 boxers' phone numbers in my phone. The chances that I would have Ryan Garcia's and that he'd be involved in this situation where they're delayed was pretty incredible.
And about the balcony call was fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah, but you and Ryan, this is the thing now. You guys are linked.
Yeah,
it's my guy.
This is it.
I mean,
before we move on, I don't want to move on too quickly. Frank, can you hit the music?
Oh,
wow.
Something happened?
The poll results are in.
Oh, fuck.
Whoa.
Wait. What in? We didn't stop the count?
I mean, take a look. Just take a look.
Wow.
51 to 49.
Wow.
This is it? You're done? You're stopping the count?
This segment's about to be over.
No, we could keep it going.
Do we just leave it all show? I say we just leave it up.
Yeah, sure.
Stagnant poll.
Leave it up.
God, for clearly the best division, seems like bantamweight's lagging behind.
All right, well, speaking of
for
bantamweight,
the number one with a bullet.
Speaking of bantamweight, the Davy Grant submission, that whole third round,
Oh, yeah.
him taking the point away, and then him coming back and getting that insane, I think it was like a spinning back fist into
That was a great fight.
triangle choke.
Reverse triangle, yeah.
I mean, reverse triangle, that was...
Yeah, I mean, some controversy because Sun Sao didn't get back the position.
Oh, man, there were so many fence grabs on Saturday.
Well, there's that, but Sun Sao not getting back the position, I think, is a legit like error there, right? Like he's in a good position. He should have retained that, but he's very classy. End of an amazing career.
Yeah.
I don't think he's trying to make too much of a stink about it. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think he's happy to walk off into the sunset. But really, really tremendous career. Sun Sao's
Very under the radar.
Yeah,
Oh, for the
it's because
GA
he never got
stand
that
up?
shot.
Right.
He was always right there on the precipice and couldn't get it. But to no fault of his own, he was a top fighter for a very long time, and kind of an unfortunate way to go out. You hope that it's not like that, but again, like classy as ever. Like he's a classy dude.
Imagine if that fight happened at the O2 this weekend. Place would be going nuts.
Oh,
Yeah.
And also, speaking of, former WEC fighters retiring, Benson Henderson, who we're going to talk to in about 30 minutes, calling it a career in the same spot where he successfully defended his title against Gilbert Melendez many moons ago. What a run he had. His interim lightweight title fight against Donald Cerrone is one of my favorite title fights of all time. That's when the Bendo moniker was born. Like his arm was just going like that and like that. It was unbelievable. I remember watching it with maybe we were married, but Versus, I was living in an apartment and it was on Versus, and the cable company and Versus had some sort of disagreement, so they took Versus away. So I had to go to my brother's apartment to watch that fight and live blog it for Versus.com, who I was working for at the time. And she came with me, and I was like, this is incredible what he's doing. And he wasn't really known at that time. And we were watching it together, and I mean, that was probably, 2009? And remember when he came over to the UFC, the Jim Millers of the world were like, these guys are going to get weeded out pretty quickly. That did not happen. Great run for him. WC champ, UFC champ, and just, all around great guy who's now going to be, with his wife who's getting into MMA full time and with the rest of the team over there at the lab. And also wanted to mention that they did officially announce Katie Taylor May 20th.
Oh yeah.
yes.
Oh baby,
That's
at the
exciting.
3 Arena. And dare I say, I'm not just, I'm not trying to sell, but like, I feel like it's a bigger fight.
Then Serrano?
Yes.
Oh, man, I don't know about
No.
that.
Yes.
Yeah, come on, Eric.
Undefeated versus undefeated.
Only for Katie.
Undisputed versus undisputed. Moving up in weight.
No.
Homecoming.
No.
It's a bigger
You
fight.
cannot sell me on this.
Listen.
This is absolutely.
Zone, if you want me part of the broadcast, let me tell you right now, it's a bigger fight.
What this
It's a
will
better
do is make the Serrano fight a bigger fight
If she wins.
if she wins, because now she's a 2-weight undisputed champion, and that will add increased stakes even to the Serrano fight, or just like give her more momentum and notoriety heading into that fight. But no, this is not the bigger
Her
fight.
getting
So
a
they
chance.
do
By the way,
this.
do you agree with this? Tougher fight. Serrano's smaller fighter moving up.
No, Serrano
She's
is,
she to 140. She
They
can
do
walk out with
this.
like 45 belts.
Serrano
Katie
is,
Taylor
is
wins.
Yeah.
the best on the planet.
Croke
No.
Park in what, September?
September? Sure.
That's what I'm thinking.
Now, I wonder if the odds are out for that. If we can, probably not, huh?
I'm
Which
gonna-
one?
I'm
Chantel?
gonna
Yeah.
say no.
I've
I
heard.
don't think they were.
Let's see. May 20. Oh, there it is. Minus 180, Katie Taylor.
Wow.
Plus 140.
There you go.
And by the way, Taylor Serrano, minus 170, plus 130. Pretty much the same.
Yeah, except now she's the smaller fighter and she's a favorite.
Yeah, it's big.
Yeah. So
It's a tougher fight.
no, it is not. It is
What
absolutely.
a time for boxing, though, right? And can I just say something?
Dude, what a time for boxing. They've got some
Yes.
big
Can I say, I'm
ones.
so tired of this
If-
Fury Usyk back and forth.
Why is it all on Twitter
Stop.
and Instagram?
Can you
Okay,
stop?
Selfie
Can I
video.
give
This
a
is
hot
a
take here?
message.
Love it.
Can I give a hot take
Yeah,
here?
yeah, give it.
Please don't tell me you like this.
No, no, no.
Fuck.
I kind of
sake.
like
I
it.
don't.
That's my
I
hot
was
take. I kinda
with
like it.
I was with Tyson Fury when he was asking for 70-30. I was with Tyson Fury, and I know a lot of people were accusing him of ducking and saying you don't want to really fight Usyk. I was with him. He's bringing a lot more promotionally to the table than Usyk is. Usyk's bringing belts, no doubt, but Tyson Fury was bringing a lot more to the table. When they both agreed, I said, "Great, this is the best of both worlds." Tyson called his bluff and wanted the 70-30, got it, and now they're going to fight. Now I'm starting to feel like, okay, does he really want to fight? Now I'm kind of like starting to question. Now with the rematch clause stuff, and it seems like Usyk has agreed to every single demand, and all of a sudden the fight seems to be not on track. Now I'm starting to feel like, okay, what's going on here?
Yeah.
But I was with
Sure.
him all the way. I was with him all the way. Tyson deserves the lion's share, no doubt in my mind. But now I'm kind of like, okay, what's happening here?
Too much sausage making. I don't need to know all of this. You know what I mean? I actually feel like it's turning people off.
Well,
Especially, by the way, when Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia figured it out with two separate broadcasters getting
Okay,
involved.
Don't pretend like that wasn't months of nonsense back and forth.
It wasn't
too.
videos and shit.
Oh, it was
Listen, everyone.
lots of them yapping at each other.
This is
This took
Tyson
forever.
Fury with a special announcement. Peace and love, peace and love. I will not be signing. I mean, come on, enough.
Well, here's the thing. They need to do this because they need to win the court of public opinion, right? Usyk needs to be able to say, hey, I agree to everything you're saying, and you still don't want to fight me. You're ducking. And Tyson needs to be able to say, hey, I laid out some terms. He didn't agree to him. It's his fault. So they need to kind of win that public battle, and that's why we're kind of seeing how the sausage is made. But it's starting to turn in Usyk's favor because a lot of people are noticing that, like, Usyk's down for the cause. Usyk's ready to go and saying yes to everything. And all of a sudden, the terms keep changing a little bit. And I'm with Tyson Fury. He deserves every dollar that he's going to make. He deserves the lion's share. But Usyk seems game, man. Usyk seems ready to do it.
Just make it happen. April 29th would be a
Let's
fun
just do
day. That fight plus the Luke Rockhold, Eddie Alvarez, BK day.
Yeah.
I don't know what else is going on in MMA that day, but who cares? That's great stuff.
Or if the date is the problem and Tyson's not ready to go right now, just go another time. Just do this fight. We need Usyk versus Fury. It needs to happen. Boxing's on a good little run, right?
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
And I can't wait for Terrence Crawford versus your landscaper.
Oh, stop. Stop that.
No, I mean, shame on Spence and Crawford. Shame on those
I agree.
guys. Everyone else is making the fights and you're not. I mean, Katie Taylor's fighting 9 weight classes up and you can't.
Oh my lord! This is heinous. But yes, Crawford and Spencer have blown it in my opinion. Like this is the new Pacquiao. This is the new Pacquiao Mayweather. If it happens, it's going to happen way too late when nobody's even caring anymore.
Let me tell you about our good friends. Yes.
I was going to say by nobody caring, I mean lots of people caring because it was like one of the highest selling pay-per-views of all time.
By the way, I think Tank and Garcia could do easy over $1 million with all this buzz. The problem is the fan base is probably going to try to pirate it, but
1 million.
The buzz last week was pretty big time, and I saw a lot of people weighing in, celebrities. people like, oh man, Ryan did so good. And I don't want to seem like I'm some kind of Ryan fanboy because I actually really like Tank as a fighter. Obviously, not a huge fan of some of the other stuff out of the ring. He's incredible. He's very talented, very polarizing. But Ryan, I thought, handled himself so well. You could tell he was annoyed on Wednesday, comes back, says, I'm not showing up until you show up. And then when they were doing the face-off, he was doing that. Oh, it was great.
It's a big fight. I think $1 million is a tough... The market for the pay-per-view market has drastically changed, and it is very tough to reach that number these days.
Yeah, especially with the young demo, right? Because the young demo is gonna, just try
and not just necessarily even the young demo, but social media as a function. Like the idea of I need to order this, sit in front of my couch, and sit with a pizza and some wings is tough to get people to do when there's going to be highlights on social media in 30 seconds.
Right. All around me. Did you see the promo?
I have not yet. GC saw it.
Yeah, I watched it. It was amazing.
I was too busy. Aljamain Sterling.
Yeah. And by the way, can we get a poll for women's flyweight too? No love. Can you do 2 polls at the same time?
I think we'd have to close this one down. Is it a good number that you
want? Once lightweight wins, we can just close it already.
I mean, now it feels like, what are these? I bet you if I did it on my...
What a swing. What a swing. 53-47.
Why is that a swing?
I mean, that's just...
Why is that a swing? Because it started off with bantamweight. Oh, really? Yeah.
Bantamweight.
You think this is insurmountable?
It's looking like it, yeah.
Yeah,
About
of course it is.
2010.
This is shocking. Want to tell you about our good friends over at Squarespace. We love Squarespace, and today's episode is sponsored by Squarespace. They are the all-in-one platform for growing your business online. Tremendous people. And if you're trying to start a newsletter, if you're trying to start a situation where you're getting the word out there about your product, getting the word out there about something you're trying to sell, getting the word out there about a store, getting the word out there about your work, your news, any type of site, anything. If you're a fighter trying to create a brand, a store, all that stuff, Squarespace is the place for you. Squarespace.com. Again, the all-in-one platform for growing your business online. With Squarespace, you can sell online, manage email campaigns, and even book appointments, all from your business's website. You can head to squarespace.com/MMA Hour. That's MMA Hour, for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use offer code MMA Hour to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. Again, that's MMA Hour. That's the offer code, squarespace.com. Great people and very, very happy that they are a part of the Familia as well. Let me also tell you about our good friends over at DraftKings Sportsbook. We love DraftKings Sportsbook. And as you know, UFC 286 going down this weekend. Live from the O2 in beautiful London, England. Leon Edwards, Kamaru Usman 3. By the way, we talk about the card. The card is pretty damn good. There's a lot to like on this card. And I know it's not, the one that we were, hoping for with Aspinall and Patty and this, that, and the other. But listen, I'll take Leon Edwards, Kamaru Usman. I'll take Justin Gaethje, Rafael Fiziev. I'll take Gunnar Nelson versus Brian Barberena. Jennifer Maia versus Casey O'Neill. Marvin Vettori versus Roman Dolidze. That's a solid 5-pack right there. In addition to that, the likes of Jack Shore, Mohamed Mokaev, Lerone Murphy, Joanne Wood, Jai Herbert, and the returning Veronica Macedo Hardy, coming back for the first time in 3 years. The new wife of, or the recently nuptialed wife, or what do you say? The new wife? Is that
Yeah.
Newlywed? Of the great Dan Hardy, who will be on the show on Wednesday, by the way. A bit of a mix-up there with the schedules, but have no fear. Anyway, place your bets on DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the UFC. Right now, new customers can bet just $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, all users can take the MMA action to the next level with DraftKings Same-Game Parlay. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use code THEMMAHour. Bet $5 on UFC 286 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. That's code the MMA Hour, only at DraftKings Sportsbook, 21 and older in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. That's 467-369. Bonus issued as bonus bets. Terms over at sportsbook.draftkings.com/MMA terms. In a matter of seconds, we're going to be joined by the star of the weekend, the pride of Georgia, the machine, Merab Dvalishvili, who had a massive, massive win, a dominant win again, 49 takedown attempts, over 400 strikes thrown. The guy was just relentless, and it felt like he had 5 more rounds left in him. Let's say hello to the machine, Merab Dvalishvili. Hello, Merab. How are you? Congratulations, my friend.
Hello, Ariel. I'm great. Thank you so much.
Oh my God, what a performance, Merab. Would you say, considering everything, main event, who it was against, the bad blood, and then your performance, was that the best night of your career so far?
It was best night of my career. It was best moment. I said before, this fight was personal for me, and it was meant worlds for me to win this fight, win this moment. Like this fight, it was meaning, like it was like a championship fight for me.
Right. And considering it was personal, I'm just wondering, leading up to the fight, were you at all worried, Merab, that you would be too emotional in the cage, that you would want to beat him up so badly that you wouldn't fight your fight? Was that ever a concern for you?
Actually, yeah, it was. I was worried because before, when they give me fight, as soon as they give me, and I said I needed my tattoo. I go right to. They give me fight, and like I started looking for, because I wasn't able to use my flag, and I wasn't able to use my necklace, and I started looking at tattoo place. I get a tattoo. I find out, and they told me 1 week no training. I was a little stressed about because I have a fight already with Petr. I have 2 months, and so first I get my tattoo, and I started preparation, and I was worried because this fight is big. This fight is more than my fight. This is like my people's fight, like it's not my personal, because if I lost against Jose Aldo, it's nothing. It's I lost against the greatest, and then I'm just happy to share octagon with him and win or lose against him. This is honor for me, but to fight with Petr, I have to win, and then lost against him, I have to kill myself. And like somehow I look that way because he's from Russia, I'm from Georgia, and he's a bully, and he should not be bullied, because all MMA people I know, everybody humble, everybody cool. That's why I love this. I love this sport, and I love this. It's all about love and respect, and we are professionals, and we don't have to fight outside. We don't have to fight in weigh-ins and face off, and like we can be like funny, we can be like talk shit or something, but when this guy accept to talk with me with video, and then he back up and he blame on me, I want to promote myself. And he started talking shit about me, and Wednesday the face off, when he was supposed to face off me and stand like a fighter stance, like give me respect, that's what we do. Like we do for media, we do for people. Like, we just look in the eye and then we show the energy. And then this guy don't even want to look me. I feel very disrespect, and then especially this guy he lied to me because he agreed to do video interview with me, and he said no after. And now he don't want to even face me. He don't even look me. And I called the name. Hey, look here, I'm here. And then he started slowly and he catch me to my neck. He punch me or throw me or crunch me. I don't know what's called. And actually, after that, I was more calm. And I'm like, this guy's really stupid and he's really bully, And and after that, I keep it professional.
Do you think he didn't respect you going in? That he didn't think? Because I remember him calling you a zero, like that he didn't think that you were on his level.
I think so. I think so, but it's bad for him. I remember like I think I met him in Phoenix maybe. Aljo was fighting I think Jimmy Rivera. I don't know. It was 4 years ago maybe, and when I see Peter first time in person, he was looking at us like a bully. He wants to kill us. He was in same hotel, but like bro, like
What's going
nobody
on?
does this,
Yeah.
fighters, he wanted to just, I don't know, like and then, and since this, yeah, every time I met him, like, I don't have good memories, and then he say, oh, I was always nice without camera. I'm like, bro, I met you right before fight, and you say, he was talking about, like, I met, so he was, after the first fight with Aljo, uh, he was saying when he's gonna see his team, he was gonna kill his team, and he was meaning about me, and I knew that. And but when I met after, and it was like 3 days before Aljo's fight, and I said, Peter, let's focus your fight. You have a big moment, and best of luck for you, And he was like kind of shocked, but why shocked? Because I know my friend was going to beat him, and I don't want to fight him. I don't want to affect him. I'm a professional, and I treat people how I want to treat. Like I don't want to affect people like right before fight. And I was nice, respectful. You know what I'm saying? But professional. And then after that, I'll beat him, and I forgive him. Or I was mad about him because he was calling us clowns.
Yeah.
And after I met right before O'Malley's fight, and he was talking with Aljo, and I was like sideways. I wasn't close, but he looked me, and then he pointed me, and he said, "I look small." And then when he looked me, yeah, I'm a small guy. Peter little big, Aljo big, and then and I goes to next to him, and I smiled, and then I tried to size him, and and I said, and I was telling, oh yes, and then he tried shadow boxing and throw some kicks and punch. But I said, you're strong, and you're strong. I keep saying that, and then he looked me again, and he's telling Aljo he's zero. Yes, zero. He's
Oh,
zero. He checked again. Like he touched me, and I don't know. And then he was thinking I wasn't good fighter before, and then when he touched me, and then because of course I was like just defend myself, saying
Yeah.
to throw, and that was right before his O'Malley's fight, and then he made sure I was zero, and he was pretty sure that he called me like zero, and then like I smiled again, and I said, "Don't be bully, you have a fight," like, and that was it. But
what about after? Are you guys cool now? Like, did you talk at all or nothing?
yeah, I did shake his hand, and now I'm good, man. Like, I did John down. I did what I was supposed to do. Did, and then I'm pretty sure he's more humble now. I'm pretty sure he will give more respect to fighter or other people's now. That's how it should be. We all should respect people, fighters, and because maybe you're a great fighter, but some regular fighter can knock you out, and we gotta give fighters respect. We can't wait. We work hard. We have family. We're fighting from our our people and or our goals too. And we work. We are hard workers, and we should give all respect. Doesn't matter where you fight. Aljo always watching fights, and then he watch every UFC fight. Even people has a debut, Aljo knows everybody's name. He respect everybody, and I love it, man. It's not like, oh, you champion, and who are you? You just fought, first fight UFC. Aljo give everybody respect. He wants to train everybody. This is cool.
Did you see Dana White's comments after the fight about you and Aljo fighting and saying that it would be a mistake if you didn't take that fight? He knows how the story ends. What do you make of these comments if you saw them?
Yeah, I did see this, and actually, that wasn't first time first time he said that it was after I beat Jose Aldo, and Joe Rogan asked me again, and I said very clear, please don't ask me this question again, because I was mad because right before fight, all people asking me, oh, if you win, would you fight Aljo? I said, let me fight, let me win.
Yeah.
Like, why are you asking me now? I was so over it to keep asking same question, and Aljo already has a booked fight. And I say, true from my heart. And we met Dana White after, and he was talking my coach, like I should not mention that. And after that, matchmaker Sean Shelby was saying, he cannot give me O'Malley fight, he cannot give me Chito Vera, he cannot give me Corey Sanhagan, or even Petr Yan, because if I beat them and then I'm not fighting my friend title, and I understand business, and I was so sad that it was no fight for me. But luckily, Peter pushed the fight, and they give me this Peter fight, and I'm happy and I appreciate it.
So they didn't want to put you up against like a top contender. Didn't they want you to fight like Ricky Simone or someone like that?
Yeah, they told me to fight Ricky Simone, and then I have 8-fight win streak. I'm like number 2 or 3 that time, and like I already beat Ricky Simone. Like everybody go. Whoever don't watch this fight, everybody just go UFC Fight Pass and watch this fight. I beat this guy, so I don't have any problem with him. Judges rob me, or judges or referee or side referee Margada or somebody make his own decision. It's okay. I know my head. I beat this guy. He's a good fighter, but
yeah,
why I have to fight him? Because I already fought him, and I don't have to fight him. And if he comes to top 5, yes, please, no problem. But like, this is so. And then, yeah, I understand business, everything. But Aljamain Sterling is my friend and my brother, and it's all good, man. It's all good. So yeah, Aljo has a fight now. He's fighting Henry Cejudo. I'm gonna be back to the gym in about a week, and I'm gonna help him to preparation with Henry Cejudo. And I think after that he will beat up O'Malley, and he say he planning to move up, and if he wants to do it, and I will fight title. And
so that's a good plan. What would you do if he wins on May 6th? He then fights O'Malley. What do you, maybe you versus Chito or Sanhagen, the winner of that fight? What do you think? Or you wait?
I rather wait, because so I beat Yan beat Sanhagen already. I beat Aldo beat Chito Vera already. So I don't have proof to I'm better than those guys,
But it's a long wait, no? He's fighting in May, and then let's say he fights, I don't know, September, October. And then again, like that means you're not fighting for the rest of the year.
Maybe I should beat Petr Yan again, but more good this time.
I don't know if there's a big market for that. It was very one-sided. So I don't know. But what about that? I mean, did you honestly expect it to be that one-sided?
No, but I believe myself. I know I'm top. I can fight everywhere. I can fight with strikers. I can fight wrestlers, whoever. And I know who I am. Maybe when you watch on TV, it looks easy, but when you stay in front of me, I'm real deal. And I know it was supposed to be tough fight. In Peter, he's a good fighter, great fighter, warrior. Tough, dangerous every round. And yeah, I was ready for war, and that's what I did. I actually not war. I keep it smart. I keep it smart. I just did enough for win, and I don't risk. Because he's dangerous. He throws hard and he defends takedowns good. And yeah, I was actually a little surprised. Usually, I take people more easy down, except Jose Aldo, and he defends good.
Well, could you have gone another 25 minutes? I feel like you weren't even tired by the end.
100%.
You're crazy, man. Well, how do you do that? How do you not get tired?
because I keep him fight smart. You know, I got his neck first round, but I don't squeeze it hard because I don't wanna risk it. You know, let's say I squeeze and this guy somehow survive. I don't know, maybe he has a second life, you know, and then he comes back and I don't want to be tired. So and then I try to save my energy. I try just enough for win rounds and yeah, I don't so I control my energy too, you know, and that's it.
And all those people that were there, it was amazing. Wasn't it great that it was at a venue and not the Apex? Because you got all the.
Oh my God!
Wasn't it great? Tell me, how great was it with the flags? It was amazing, right?
Oh my God! People was able to come watch my fights, buy tickets, have a good time. The people come with the family, and these people needs this like support, like. You know, this is good, like, you know, and it was amazing. You know, I'm so happy. I'm so glad it was fight night, but it was in arena and the people were actually able to just come buy on tickets and sit and watch the fights. And then even it looks good on TV.
Amazing. And so much better.
They show good support. Yes. You know,
did you know all those people with the flags? How are there so many Georgian people there in Las Vegas?
Yeah, I don't know all of them, but I know, like, of course, some of them. You know, Georgians. Like I said, we are a small community, but we are strong community. I love my community, and I appreciate, man. And we always support each other. We are, you know, like we are happy to each other. You know, like we are happy or sad. We try to. Get to back, you know, like, you know, we always support each other, and I was so happy. I represent my country and I make them proud, and yeah, it was big fight for my country.
Amazing.
And
did you hear from a lot of people going in like, you need to do this? And that's a lot of pressure, right? To do this for the country. You're fighting a Russian. There's deep history there. It's painful history, political history. Did you feel that pressure? Like you weren't just doing this for yourself, but you had to do it for everyone?
Yeah, I feel the pressure because especially I was talking about it. I was mentioning that, you know, I should, you know, if I want to, I should, like, you know, if I want to smart, I should not, I mean, not smart. Like if I don't want too much pressure, I should not mention. I should, if I don't want the pressure, I should just say, yeah, I'm fighting former champion Petr Yan. But I was mentioning he's from Russia, you know, like this is sport, but, you know, to beat Russian fighter in the sport, like least we can beat in sport, you know, because Russia don't want to be friends with nobody, you know, and they are bullying with other countries, like small democratic countries, and they don't care. So and then, like, no, it's yeah, it was a little pressure, but it's all good now.
And you had Matt Serra back in the corner. He wasn't there for Jose Aldo, right?
Yeah, he was there.
He was? Okay, so he's back. So he's no longer retired? He's back now coaching? No more? No more issues?
Yeah, yes. No, it's all good. It's
okay,
all good.
I love it. I love it. And by the way, Merab, I saw this video that you posted recently of you jumping all over the place, like when you jumped in the pool and you're climbing the trees. You're 2022. Now that and we're showing some of it right now, you're doing some crazy things, man. We've already talked about you jumping into the ice and cutting your head open, but I'm showing some of the footage here. Now that you're this close to changing your life to being champion, you need to stop with this stuff. This is crazy. You're going to get I mean, I don't want you to get hurt, but like you have to be careful now, right? You need to stop.
Yeah. I'm a happy guy, you know, like I enjoy life, you know, and I'm never going to stop who I am, you know, like
you're jumping off horses and camels and stuff. This is dangerous.
This is life, my friend, and this is, you know, that's me, you know. Like I'm a free man. I'm freedom, and I enjoy life, you know. Like and yeah. So yeah, more. I can't wait to do more fun things in life, and but most important, I want to be busy. I want to keep fighting and. Like make my people team proud and do good things and challenge myself.
And I 100% support and respect the fact that you and Aljo don't want to fight each other. I think that's great, and I give you a lot of props. Henry Cejudo on Saturday said he wanted you to be the backup just in case something happened to Aljo. Would you feel comfortable being the back? If they ask you to be the backup and if something happens that you step in and fight Henry, would you feel comfortable or would that be weird for you?
Will be weird because Aljo will show up. It's
Yeah, all right.
And then I'm not fighting Aljo. So if they want me to fight Aljo, and maybe they have to pay $10 billion,
Yes.
and then yes, I'll be ready. But otherwise, yeah, I don't need to be back up. Aljo will show up. It's question is if Henry show up. You know,
Yeah.
let's see. Shows he was away a couple years already, and now let's see he show up, and hopefully he show up, and we will see now all talk will be done. Like we will see real champion who's.
By the way, I was mentioning this at the beginning of the show, and if you don't want to get into it, it's totally fine. But I was like, man, if I'm Merab on Saturday, I look at the social media, it's all this slap stuff. Where's the love for Merab? I have to scroll all the way down to see love for Merab. It's a lot of slap stuff on the weekend. Were you annoyed by that? It felt like there was more promotion of that than your win. I was annoyed for you, just for the record. I was like, come on, where's the love for Merab?
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. Like after fight, actually, the journalist people was rushing because they have to go the slappings and it was people. It's okay. It's all good, man. You know, I'm good. I like I'm happy to able to fight in UFC, and it's all good. It's all good.
By the way, Merab, if I was there, I would not gone anywhere. I would have sat there and spoke to you for an hour. I'm not going to no slap nonsense. All right. Crazy stuff. I would have talked to you, real athlete, real champion, real legend, not this other nonsense. You know what I'm talking about? That you deserve that kind of respect. So if I was there, I wouldn't have done that, just for the record. I'm very happy for you. Congratulations on the win. So now you shift from your fight to preparing Aljo for Henry. How do you think he wins on May 6th? What are you thinking? It's going to be dominant? Do you think it's going to be stoppage, submission? What are you thinking?
So, yeah, Aljo is tall, long. He will keep a small head movement, and then Henry will do like his karate style, and then Henry's gonna throw kicks. Aljo's gonna shoot, take his back, put him triangle, keep it there, and if Henry makes any mistake, Aljo will
choke.
Him. I think so.
Okay. What about Cheeto and Sanhagen in 2 weeks? Who do you like in that one?
That will be good scrap. I think that I can't say who's gonna win. Cheeto is like a more dangerous. Throws elbow, everything he throws hard, like kicks, everything he just mean it. Sanhagen more like blow, bam, touchy, and then like back up, come back again, uppercuts, everything like fly knee, and it's a 5-round fight. So I don't know, like. I can't say. It's gonna be interesting fight. Aljo wanna go, I wanna go, and I'll be there. I watch.
Oh, what a great fight! What a great time in the bantamweights. Yeah. I was arguing with New York Rick before. I think bantamweight is the best division, male division in the UFC, better than lightweight. What do you think? Crazy or no? I think the top 10. It's better. It's deeper. It's more interesting. Any word you want to use than 155. What do you think? Agree or disagree?
I agree. We have a lot of good guys.
Thank you.
I agree.
All young guys, hungry guys who haven't fought for the belt, who haven't had their chance, scratching and clawing their way to the top. It's way more interesting, right?
100%. And yeah, it's all a lot of good guys. Like we have 18-year-old Raul Rosa coming. And oh my God, so many.
Unbelievable. Well, it's a great time. Yes, yeah. Great time for the bantamweights. Great time for you and the team, the whole Sarah Longo team. Great time for Georgian MMA as well. Shout out to all of you guys. So keep it up, my friend.
Thank you, Ariel.
Congratulations and all the best. And I can't wait to see what you do this year. It's going to be a big year for you, in my opinion.
Thank you, Ariel, for having me. I really appreciate it. And yeah, man, Georgian people are always happy to see me on your show. So let's
anytime,
go.
Anytime.
Keep I'm gonna keep winning and you keep inviting me to your show. Let's go.
Anytime, my friend. Always. Thank you so much, Merab. Talk to you soon. There he is, the machine, Merab Dvalishvili. And you can close the poll. He just weighed in. He said 135 is better than 155. So we're all good. Okay. Did you guys hear that?
I did.
Yes. No one else is answering?
Doesn't sound like it.
Lightweight really starting to pull away here, 54 to 46.
Can we transition to the other one or no? Not yet.
Yeah, we can go ahead.
I mean,
what's the better division, flyweight versus strawweight?
I think we should do women's flyweight just because there's a men's flyweight. People might think we're...
You want to take 2 L's today? Is that it?
Wow. This one I'm going to win for sure.
L?
You see, here's the thing. They're all blinded by the names at 55. Are the names bigger?
Yeah, that's the point.
No. Are the names
That's the
sexier?
point.
Sure. Like, is PSG a great soccer team because they got like freaking Mbappe and Messi and all these guys? Yeah. But they're not as good as like Nottingham Forest. You get what I'm saying?
But you're making the argument, and I should correct the record because I feel bad about the Casey O'Neill call. Casey O'Neill, Aaron Blanchfield,
Yes.
Manon Firo, they're still unproven. There's still time. They still have reps to get. That's the difference, right? There's a lot of depth at lightweight of guys that have been like Drew Dober's top at the bottom of the top 15.
Mm-hmm.
He's been in the UFC for a minute doing work. Like that's the difference. The depth. It's not about freshness. It's about the resumes, and lightweight is just deeper. It's I don't know what else there is to say. And so is strawweight.
No, don't.
And that's fine.
No, it's okay. I don't agree.
And that's fine.
Our guest.
I'm more excited for those two that you said though.
Which one?
Those two divisions.
Which one?
Women's flyweight and bantamweight.
Wait.
There's more fun in those divisions. There's more fun happening. They're just not deeper. They're not better.
I'm talking about wait, so that means I won?
No.
Your
poll says exactly who won. I mean, it's pretty obvious.
But you are more excited for 35
because they're fresh matchups. Oh my god, this is crazy. That's not better. It's not better fighters.
Looks like we got another barn burner early on.
People sometimes text me. They're like, "What is it with New York, Rick? Is he just trying to send you to the early grave?"
I think
and now you're agreeing
very
with me.
Clear. No, you're being intentionally obtuse. You're pretending like I'm being intentionally
obtuse. I mean,
you're saying that better.
The whole point of this was to say,
Ariel,
135 is better than 155, and 125 is better than 115.
Which is better, a steak or a hamburger?
I mean,
which is better? A steak, right? A steak's better. I think we can all agree.
I mean, do you want to hear my? I would go for if there's a hamburger available or a steak. I'm going with the hamburger.
All right.
I'd like to hear where you're going.
I'm just being
honest. The analogy.
I'm just being honest.
Yeah, every once in a while you get bored of a steak and want a hamburger. That doesn't make it better. Just because it's the fresh thing, just because you're bored and want something new, that's great.
Throw
That's
some
not
pickles on there. Hamburger is a lot more fun than a steak, in my opinion.
Fun. See, again, you're moving the goalposts and you're changing everything up.
The fact that Rick thinks there's that big of a difference between lightweight and bantamweight,
yeah, it is weird.
To hamburger, like it's not
Steak
that big
to
of a
hamburger.
gap.
With all due respect to the champ Aljamain Sterling, who I love dearly.
Yeah. He's going to call in now again.
Listen,
Philip Kadek weighed in with some non-ranked bantamweights. He said Jonathan Martinez, Said Nurmagomedov, Mario Bautista, Davey Grant, Kyler Phillips, Victor Henry, Cody Stamen, Javid Basharat.
Yeah, there's some good guys.
Cody Garbrandt, Montel Jackson.
Hit me with the lightweight list.
Cameron Simon.
Who was it that did that? What was his name?
Philip Kadek.
Philip, you've got some work.
Philly next door. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
Hit me with the lightweight version.
Well, someone who I have a say in the lightweight conversation is Benson Henderson.
Yep.
One of the all-time best. Started his MMA career in November of 2006. What a run. Lost his third pro fight to Rocky Johnson, not to be confused with Dwayne Johnson's father. At least I don't think it was him. At something called Battle Quest 5 Avalanche. His debut, by the way, came against Dan Grigeri at Midwest Championship Fighting Genesis. I mean, what a road, right? Starts off 2-1, goes all the way to 12-1. Has the win over Donald Cerrone at WC 43 in October of 2009 in San Antonio, by the way, which is where they're going in just a couple weeks. That was for the interim belt. Unifies the belts January of 2010 in Sacramento. Then they do the rematch with Cerrone on the lone WC pay-per-view. Then he keeps going, ends up fighting Anthony Pettis in the final WC card, loses that one. Remember the Showtime kick, devastating, but then goes on an insane run. Beats Mark Bocek in his UFC debut on that very famous UFC 129 card in Toronto. Beats Jim Miller in somewhat of a grudge match. Beats Clay Guida on the very famous first Fox card back in November of 2011. That was the co-main event. That was on Facebook. It aired on Facebook. Crazy times. Beats Frankie Edgar for the belt in Japan. One of my favorite fights to cover, favorite events to cover at the Saitama Super Arena. Beats Frankie in the rematch, UFC 150. Beats Nathan Diaz in another title defense. Seattle, UFC on Fox in December of 2012. Beats Gilbert Melendez, and then eventually runs into Anthony Pettis again in Milwaukee. But comes right back and beats Josh Thompson. And then in a very impressive win, beats Rustam Khabilov via submission. Later on, beat the likes of Brandon Thatch and Jorge Masvidal. Beat Patricio Pitbull. Roger Huerta. Saad Awad. Adam Piccolotti. Miles Jury. Peter Queally most recently. And then it all came to a head on Friday. Do we have him or not? I'm a little confused. Ready or not ready?
He's here. Not ready yet.
Okay. Joe said got him, but I wasn't sure if got him in ready or so in a matter of seconds, we're going to talk to Benson Henderson, who I think the first time I saw him fight was probably against Anthony and Joe Kawani, January of 2009, second round win via submission. Always very lean, very tall, diamond, point. What a run. And now he's going to focus on his wife, of course, who's transitioning to, full-time pro fighting and also the MMA lab team. And he was on recently talking about wanting to re-sign with Bellator. He did, in fact, re-sign with Bellator, but on Friday said, whenever I lose that first one in this new, contract of mine, that run, the 4 fights, I'll call it a career. Man of his word. Called it a career. A great scene on Friday. Kind enough to join us is Benson Henderson. Benson, my man, how are you?
I'm good, Errol. How you doing, man? Thanks for having me on.
Oh, it's a pleasure as always. Congratulations on a great run. I didn't want to do this, couldn't do this show without you after Friday. How do you feel on this Monday, 72 hours or so removed from the big announcement, the emotional evening? How is it all sinking in?
I feel pretty good. I feel not too bad. I feel comfortable with the decision. I did tell myself that, like you said, within these next 4 fights, I got to get a title shot. I got to win a title. That didn't happen. But if at any point I lose, that'll probably be it. If I lose, probably won't get another title shot. If I'm there, if I lose at any point, I probably won't get to a title. I did get to a title shot. I lost that one. So about that time.
Now, you said this after on Friday, but correct me if I'm wrong, you didn't make that public. You didn't tell us this before the fight, like this scenario that if you lose. Was there any particular reason for that? You just didn't want that added pressure? You didn't want people to bother you about this? Any reason?
No reason. No one never asked me.
Okay.
I don't, certain things I don't always go out of my way to give my opinion on and talk about this and talk about that. No one ever asked me about it, so I just never brought it up. But it was no secret. It was no mastermind plan or nothing like that.
Did you feel any more nervous on Friday going to the fight, knowing if this doesn't go my way, and let's be honest, that guy is incredible. There was a chance, right? Did you feel like any emotions about this could be it? This could be the last walk. This could be, the end of it all.
No, I would say the last couple of fights, knowing that I was nearing the end of my career, I had a much more appreciation for everything, for talking to the media, for doing interviews, for the walk and all that stuff. But going to the fight on Friday night, I felt pretty confident. I felt like I was going to leave that cage with the belt around my waist, and I was happy. I was excited. Like, oh man, finally it's here. Finally, it's my time to finally get that third belt. I promised my wife a third belt, so I was going to get her a third belt. So I was excited. I was happy. I was ready to go. I was in the zone. It was just, not my night. Usman got me.
How good is Usman Nurmagomedov?
He's pretty good. Not too many people are able to hop on my back and finish me. Damian Maia was on my back for 15 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Usman, he did a good job. He had a good question mark kick. Pretty advanced technique. Not the question mark kick itself, but the rear leg question mark kick. Not going with a teep, not a fake teep to the question mark kick, but he went from a body kick, inside leg kick, into a body kick, fake that to the question mark kick. That is a little bit more advanced of a technique to hit. I didn't see coming at all. Woke up, he was on my back. I was like, oh, something bad happened. Kind of replayed in my head a little bit. I was like, I think it had to be a question mark kick as he's punching me from on my back and stuff. I was like, oh, I'm pretty sure it was a question mark kick. Man, I didn't see it at all. And then he was able to finish rear naked. It's not easy to do on me, So I think he's pretty good. I think he's pretty solid. 17-0 for a reason.
I was wondering out loud at the top of the show if he's a top 5 lightweight of the world, regardless of promotion. I think he is. Do you agree with that?
I'm not going to disagree with you.
Yeah.
I leave it. I never begrudge anybody their opinions.
Yeah.
The biggest mistake in this world that we all have our time with, our society as a whole, is begrudging somebody their opinion. If they don't like these pancakes, if they're not the best pancakes in the world, I don't think so. Oh, I'm going to kill you now. Oh, that escalated kind of quickly. Usman being top 5 on the planet, sure, no problem. I'm not going to argue. If someone says he's not top 5, sure, I'm not going to argue with you. I think he's pretty good. I think he did a great job. I think he did a great job. I think he's tough as set. I think he has a great skill set. Wrestling, kickboxing. Not a lot of guys have that kind of a skill set that he has.
Yes. By the way, how many kids do you have now? 3?
I got 4.
Jeez Louise, 4. This is unbelievable. I remember when you had no kids. I remember when you were just about to have your first. You got
I know.
Now. Crazy. Who's this?
This is Cub.
Cub. How old?
This is Cub Arthur. No. He's 5.
5. Unbelievable. And what's the age range?
Yeah. I got my 7-year-old. He just lost his 2 front teeth. Two teeth. My 5-year-old.
My baby brother.
My 3-year-old and the 2-year-old.
Nice. I love it. And so now you're just like a stay-at-home dad. You're just like a regular dad, picking up your kids, going to things. That's it.
Listen to mommy. Yeah. Stay-at-home dad now. Going to do all the drop the kids off at the school in the morning. Yeah. Before. Dropping the kids off in the school in the morning. Pick them up. We're still going to have our nanny, so our nanny will still help out quite a bit. She helps out a lot. But man, I'm going to start doing it all.
So I was
coaching. My wife said, and coaching.
And coaching, of course. And we'll get to that in a moment. But I was talking about November 18th, 2006. You fought on Midwest Championship Fighting Genesis against someone named Dan Gregari, and you beat him in the first round. And then you think about like the road and the places and the venues and the fights and the opponents. That kid, could he have ever imagined this? Like, was this even in the cards for you, or you were just out there having a good time? Like, could you have ever pictured this?
Not at all. Not even close. I didn't picture none of this at all. Like, I was never really badass cherry tough nuts in school. I was never like, oh, that kid's gonna be a fighter. Oh, he's super tough. He's really good. I was never the fastest, never the strongest, never the best, never the most aggressive, never the cherry tough nuts guy walking around. I was just, the skinny geek who was pretty good at wrestling, who just wouldn't stop. And then that turned into this.
Unbelievable. And at one point, like, when did you believe that you could actually make a career out of this? Like, even in those first fights, did you believe that this could be a thing, or did it take you getting to WC? Like, when did it start to feel like this is an actual thing that I'm really, really good at?
I think right out of college, I got hired to the Omaha Police Department and the Denver Police Department. I was deciding between the two when I took that fight in 2006. When I took that fight, and then I decided then that I was going to give it a shot. Like, I think I could be pretty good at this. We'll see. I at least wanted to give a shot at being a professional athlete. So I packed up all my stuff and I moved to Denver, Colorado to train with John Crouch and Alvin Kid Robinson. But it wasn't until a year later from then, they all moved down to Phoenix, Arizona, to train at this fancy new state-of-the-art gym called the MMA Lab. And I tagged along with them. I was like, hey, I want to come too, guys. I want to keep fighting. I think I can take this seriously, So I tagged along with those guys. And it was in Arizona that I decided, like, I think I have to do this like long term. I think this could be like a career type of thing.
Wow.
But it wasn't until I got to Arizona and I realized like how much more support I could have. It wasn't just me doing this and that, but it was also the support of my gym, my coaches, my training partners, like having it all kind of come together. It wasn't just faith in myself, but faith in my gym, my corners, the people around me, people helping me out, that kind of stuff. Where I realized, like, hey, I actually could, I think, make this a career type of thing.
My favorite, and there's a lot to choose from, but my favorite fight of yours probably is the October 2009 fight against Donald Cerrone, WC 43 in San Antonio, because that to me felt like you took like that next step, and also like the things that you were doing with your body. And that's where, we started calling you Bendo. And I know you never really loved that name, but it was just unbelievable. It was just an unbelievable fight. And then the rematch, was very one-sided and rather quick. We were all kind of buckling up for another 5-round classic, and it ended. For me, that was my favorite. Can you just indulge me for a moment? What do you remember from that night? Because it really felt like that was the night that you kind of arrived on the scene. Like, wow, the WC lightweights are as good as the UFC lightweights. This guy is as good. You know what I mean? What do you remember from that night?
Yeah. I first thing I always popped in my head for that fight was Donald's up kick. And I remember thinking, like, afterwards, years later, that up kick's like a dangerous thing. That could be a instant fight ender that changes the whole course of the yada yada. Luckily, he landed the up kick with about like 7 seconds left in the fight.
Yeah.
But if that had been like 1 minute earlier, if that would have been like in the first round, if that would have been any other time in the fight, that probably would have been the end of the fight. I couldn't have fought after that. So that's why I got the idea of up kicks, of them being dangerous weapons, dangerous things. That's the first thing that pops in my head. Next thing I popped in my head about that fight is that was when I knew, because I've done it in wrestling my whole career. I was never, the best. I was never the best technician. I was never fastest or strongest. I was never any of that stuff. But I always knew I could win in wrestling because I was going to push a pace. I was going to get the guy tired. I could always sell out and get my hand raised, knowing that I'm going to get the other guy exhausted. I'm going to get him so tired, and I could really give all of myself. I can let everything go. I can give all of myself in a wrestling match. I didn't know if I could do that in an MMA fight. I wasn't sure. I didn't know. And then the Cowboy fight, I knew that I could literally give all of me inside that fight. I could go out there and open my heart, lay it bare my soul. In the Cowboy fight, I think I had to do that. If I would have held anything back, if I had any reservations, if I would have just let literally all of me go in that fight, I'd be carried out of the cage. If I would not have to be carried out of the cage, I would have lost that fight. And that fight is where I realized, oh, hey, I can do this in MMA. I can lay it all out there. I can bare my soul. And if I can do it once, I can do it again and again and again and again. And that's when I knew I started to have more belief in myself that, hey, I'm gonna win every single fight because I can do this. I'm gonna win every single fight because I can bare my soul and not hold anything back.
What's your favorite fight?
I don't really have a favorite.
You don't?
No. If anything, it's always the memories and what the extra stuff around the fights. I'll probably say, Gilbert, San Jose, being able to propose to my wife afterwards. Mm-hmm. Like, I am a little more of a private person. I don't like being out there with everything of my personal life, So being able to share a private moment, being able to share something small and special, being able to propose to my wife, being able to share it on the world,
yeah,
a big stage, a couple of million people watching. That was very special to me. That's something I'm always gonna remember until the day I die.
Yeah, these young kids don't remember you fighting with a toothpick, and that's like, like it's so long ago now. It still blows my mind that, like, against Diaz you had the toothpick, right?
For a lot of fights, I have the toothpick. Yeah, for a lot of fights, it was just a bad habit. I would literally go out to lunch or dinner or breakfast, whatever, and I have you have the toothpick
Yeah.
in the restaurant. I would just I have it in. I would practice. I would do whatever. I'd leave it in for fights, but after my first kid, seeing him at 2 years old, 3 years old, run around with a toothpick in his mouth because he sees me with toothpicks, I had to cut it out.
Was it hard?
So
Was it hard to let go of it?
not as hard as I thought it'd be. Not as hard as I just started chewing gum more.
Okay.
I would just instead of a toothpick, I would just have a piece of gum. So then I started chewing gum way too much, but it wasn't that hard.
And you never got injured, right? With the toothpick?
No, I never got injured. I had graduated high school. I graduated college, and I went home to surprise my mom, and she was I surprised her. She was coming down the stairs, and I had a toothpick in like I always do. And I was a little bit older. I was mature enough to realize how dumb that was, how not smart that was, how crazy it was. But I scared her, and I swallowed my toothpick.
Oh no!
And she was scared. She came downstairs. I went ha or boo, and then when I scared my mom, little short, 4'9" Korean woman. So she was like ah, and then she saw me swallow my toothpick, and then she got really scared. Like then she got the level of frightenedness on her face was hilarious. It was super funny. So I started laughing as I'm choking on my toothpick. I started laughing even more, and I swallowed the dang thing. But then, I choked on. I was like, and I was laughing even more. I ended up swallowing it, and I don't think anything happened. I don't think there's no permanent damage. I was like, am I okay? Like, is anything wrong with me? I went in the mirror, checked my mouth out. I was like, I think I'm okay. And my mom would hit me like, "What are you doing?
Oh my!
Don't do that with the toothpick in your mouth. Oh my god!"
And then you fought with it like a crazy person. Unbelievable.
Yeah, a couple of times.
Yeah, a couple of times. Just a couple other things I wanted to ask you about. Is it weird for you that like you spend more time with Bellator than you did in the UFC, but it still feels like for some bizarre reason, like you're always associated, maybe because you won the belt there, even WEC. Does that blow you? Like, are you surprised when people tell you that? Or because I saw someone share the numbers on Friday, the amount of days you spent in Bellator as opposed to UFC. And I was actually kind of surprised. I was like, holy shit, time has flown. You were actually in, Bellator longer than the UFC.
Yeah. No, I think the amount of success inside WC UFC underneath the Zuffa Corporation, I think I was on, UFC put me on Fox 2-3 times.
Yeah.
So whenever you're on, like prime time television, on Fox, like I think a lot more of my bigger fan base, it came from those, that Fox exposure, and even now still replays, they see Fox like, oh, it's like a bigger platform, whatever. So I think that has to do with a lot of it, and then the success too, having the belts. Never had the belt in Bellator. Fought for 3 times in Bellator, but I never had the belt. So I think that plays into it a little bit.
Yeah. I saw you get emotional on Friday night talking about Mike Hogan in particular. Was it Mike Hogan or was it everything? I mean, I know Mike. He's not exactly a teddy bear. Lovely guy, but like a real straight shooter. Why did you get emotional in that moment?
Mike's a good guy. I think it was Mike, but I think it was all of it. I think Mike, for me, captured just at that moment everything. But he's been an awesome guy. He's a great guy. He is a straight shooter. He'll tell you if he doesn't like you.
Yes.
He won't sugarcoat it too much either. Like, no, I don't really like you. You're kind of annoying. I've literally heard him say to people. I'm like, oh, Mike, that's kind of brutal. Like, I have to get honesty, but man, that's kind of brutal. You could have sugarcoated that a little bit, man.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't like you, he'll tell you. It's not that big a deal. But yeah, I have a great relationship with Mike. He has helped me out a lot. Couple, words of wisdom. Just dropping a sentence here, dropping a sentence there, and it was profound to me. It clicked. It made sense. I think he's just a great guy. I do love him to death, and he's helped me out a lot through my entire time through Bellator. He was my main contact.
A lot of tears on Friday, like when you went back to the hotel when you were with your family. Was there, was it emotional?
I would say more tears reading all the text messages. I got 1,000 text messages, reading all the messages online. I do the online stuff too much. peruse online real quick a little bit. But man, like all the messages from my buddies, from people I love, people I care about. I had some strangers, not strangers, but people I didn't really know. I didn't expect such deep and kind words from. I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, it was a good amount of tears. I'd say Friday night. But I don't know. I don't think it's to be expected.
Yeah, of course.
I think it was okay.
No, it was cool to see all the love that you were getting, the respect, especially from the fellow fighters. Was there one really unexpected one that hit you right in the heart that you mind sharing?
There were a bunch of them, man. I got like just from like fighters, UFC, former UFC, Bellator, former Bellator fighters, just from like maybe like 30 or so messages from different fighters.
Wow.
And a lot of them, like people I wouldn't really expect to hold me in such high esteem, to have such nice things to say about me and how much I meant to them and yada yada, like that kind of stuff. Like, oh man, it was deep.
Yeah,
I appreciate it, dog. Thank you for the I appreciate the words. I appreciate the kind words. That means a lot to me. Thank you. That they would go out of the way and take 2 minutes to send me a message. Even that it means a lot.
Yeah, for sure. Do you care about this? Do you want to be in the UFC Hall of Fame? Would that mean something to you?
I would definitely appreciate it. My man said, if you live for the acceptance, you're going to die from their rejection. So while it would be nice to have that, like any sort of accolade you get, like it's cool, it's nice, it's awesome. Like it's not bad at all. It shows that people, the organization, that they appreciate what you've done and what you've accomplished. But at the same time, it's not something that you should live for. It's not something that you should be all about. If they don't give it to you, then it's gonna eat you up. You'll die from their rejection. So I think that if I ever were to get in the UFC Hall of Fame, that would be awesome. I am all about it. That'd be great. I'd show up there in a suit and tie and say thank you guys, that kind of stuff. But it's not something I'm going to campaign for. It's not something that I'm going to hold out on and cross my fingers, hold my breath, that type of thing. But yeah, for sure, I would have much respect, much appreciation for that kind of acknowledgement.
I'll campaign for it. You should be in there. If my vote mattered, it doesn't. I would campaign for you. You should 100%.
You don't vote for who votes for the UFC Hall of Fame, by the way?
There is no vote.
There's no vote?
No, it's just them.
Just the one guy.
Yeah, pretty much. Maybe a couple other people weigh in, but yeah, I mean that's why there's some people who aren't in, and some people are faster.
Who would you say is the biggest
snub?
Snub? Yeah, who's the biggest that should be in the Hall of Fame right now?
Probably Frank Shamrock. It was.
Frank's not in there, huh?
Frank's not in there. I love
Frank.
Yeah, he's a legend. Jen's.
I saw him. I met him for the first time. I shook his hand for the first time when Fedor fought Vader the last time. I geeked out. I got my phone. I took a selfie with him. I was like, Frank, I never do this. I'm not that kind of guy. Frank, I love you. I shook his hand. I took a selfie with him. I'm a huge Frank Shamrock.
Yeah.
I wish he was in there.
A pioneer, but like Jen's just got in. He should have been in a long time ago. And now it gets a little weird because there's like, these young, obviously DC and Khabib, those are Hall of Famers, but them getting in before an Anderson is weird to me. And Anderson Silva, like Anderson's not in there, that seems a little bit strange. So
Anderson, he's not in the Hall of Fame right now.
No. So it's a weird thing. It's a weird thing.
Yeah.
So you're going to transition now to your wife. Your wife is going for this. Like, she's not just like, I'm going to pop up here. Like, she wants to go and make a career out of this. She's going to go on a run.
She wants to make a career out of it. She wants to be the best 115 pounder on the planet. For us, we don't fight for fun. We don't fight for celebrity. We don't fight to be famous. We don't fight for money. If I wanted to fight for money, I still be fighting for Bellator.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no better way to prove it and say I don't fight for money. I don't fight for money. If I have 2 more fights from Bellator contract, I make another good amount of money. I don't fight for money. My wife doesn't fight for money. We fight to be the best on the planet. Once I really, came to the realization that, hey, I'm probably not going to fight for the belt again, then I'm good. My wife is the same way. She wants to be the best on the planet, and she's going to get there. And I'm gonna help her every step of the way.
I love it. Well, I wish you guys the best. Good luck. Congrats, man. Congrats on a great career. I always get a little emotional when guys from your era say goodbye because, you were the ones that spoke to me when no one, like we kind of came up together, and you were always very great and always gracious with your time. And it was amazing covering your fights. It really was an honor and a privilege. All your fights were great. So much love and respect to you. And I'm glad to hear you're still going to be around. And I can't wait to see what your wife does as well. And the whole MMA Lab team, you guys are killing it. And everything you said about the team is true. And I hold your friend and head coach, John Crouch, such high regard. He's such a great guy and has always been so kind to me and everyone as well in the sport. So much love to all of you, and congrats again on an incredible Hall of Fame career, because you are that, my friend.
Thank you very much, Errol. Those words mean a lot to me. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Talk to you soon, my friend. There he is, Benson Henderson, one of the greats. And on Friday, he calls it a career. And it always makes me emotional. I've talked about this before when him and guys like him and Carlos Condit and Frankie Edgar, when those guys, all those names that we've seen recently, when they say goodbye, 2008, 2009, 2007, 2006, 2010, like that's when it all started. And those guys couldn't have been nicer, couldn't have been more accommodating, couldn't have been more accessible and fun to talk to. So, life, it happens. Father time. Undefeated. Why do they call it mother time? Why is it just father time? I don't know.
Yeah, it's a father thing.
It is a father thing. It's a weird thing. In any event, one person whose career is not coming to an end anytime soon is our next guest, Jack Tank Shore, the pride of Wales. Got a big fight this weekend, feature prelim fight against Makwan Amirkhani, moving up to featherweight. Big time stuff. Kind enough to join us. Here he is, Mr. Jack Shore. Jackie, how are you?
Yes, Ariel, good to be back. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I got a lot of love for the Welsh right now. I'm a huge fan of Brennan Johnson of Wales, Stevie Cooper, manager for my beloved Nottingham Forest, yourself, your father. I love the Welsh. I mean, I feel like I'm part Welsh at this point.
You're halfway there. Just get behind the Welsh dart players now as well, and we'll fully embrace you.
Okay, well, we'll get into the darts in a moment. We have a lot to discuss on that front. But first, let's talk about you. Big fight for you. Makwan's a tough guy, veteran. Big card. You're fighting in London. We made a whole big stink about you not fighting in London back in July, so they get it right this time. And I have a lot to ask about that. First off, why are you moving to 45?
To be honest, Ariel, it's something we've toyed with the idea of it for probably knocking on 12, 18 months. My dad's been at me for a while to consider the jump up. The last probably 4 weight cuts to bantamweight have been really tough. I've had effects on my performance, even my winning performances. I just feel like the weight cut was taken away too much from what I could actually do in the cage in comparison to the gym. Obviously went and done DEXA scans and different types of tests to see if I could be suited to featherweight. And a lot of the doctors and the scientists I spoke to were kind of confused as well. I was even making 35, so it just made sense. And I started my pro career at featherweight as well, so I have got experience there. And it's something I'm looking forward to. It's not like a one-off. I'm just going to go up for one fight. This is it. This is where I see. Well, this is where I'll probably end up finishing my career at. The 35 days are gone.
No more. You'll never go back to 35.
No.
Okay. And how much better do you feel on this Monday? Like, and here we are Monday. You're fighting on Saturday. How much better do you feel as the week begins?
I can't even put it into words. I feel like a different guy at this weight. I don't feel depleted. I haven't spent the last sort of 6 weeks just constantly running and cutting weight and trying to bring my weight down so that I don't have too much hassle this week. And even when I was doing that at bantamweight, the fight weeks were hell. Just showing face for media and the UFC check and stuff like that. I was tough. So I'm full of energy. I've done 3 sessions today, and I feel great. Obviously going into the hotel and checking in tomorrow, I feel like a new man.
3 sessions on the Monday? Really? You're not tapering off here?
No, I feel good. I feel full of energy. I probably will taper a little bit tomorrow and Wednesday, but whilst the energy feels good, I like to train. It's one of those fight week. It helps me burn up a little bit. Fight week just tends to be me sitting around doing nothing all week, and
sure.
That's when you sort of start thinking about the fight, thinking about the weight cut. And if I got energy, I like to train and I like to stay active. And it's it's just been another normal training day today, obviously, other than jumping in and sparring with the boys.
Sure. And could I ask, like, how much do you weigh right now? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, I'm around about 156, 157 now.
Okay.
So, I'll started the water load and stuff like that. Link up with my nutritionist tomorrow at the hotel to start bringing it down a little bit, and then I'll have a nice comfortable cut. I'll still be doing a little bit of a water cut, but nothing as drastic as what the last couple have been.
How did you react to suffering your first loss back in July? There was a lot of attention on you. You were on quite a run. How did you deal with it in the aftermath?
It was one of them. I kind of took a step back a little bit and just spoke to those who I was kind of closest with. Obviously, my dad and my family, some of my closer friends, some of my training partners. And to be honest, it kind of feels like I got a bit of a monkey off my back. I can kind of go in there now with the thought, well, it's happened. I sort of dreaded that day for a long time, where it's like, is it going to be this one? You're kind of just fighting not to lose rather than fighting to win, I felt sometimes. And the fact that Darrow's gone now, I feel like a weight's been lifted in a way. It's not, every interview is not about, do you feel unbeaten pressure and you got to keep the streak alive and all these comparisons. I just feel like I can go in there now and enjoy the fight and actually fight rather than have all this added pressure and this added background noise of, you need to make sure you're undefeated. And I think at one point I had like the best record in the UFC in terms of like wins to losses and stuff like that. So it just feels like, it reminds me now, I feel like how I did at the beginning of my pro career, where I just go in there, take one fight at a time and just focus on getting that win and looking good doing it.
In your mind, did you always say to yourself, like, the day I lose my first fight at bantamweight, I'm going to move up to featherweight? Were you waiting for this, or did the featherweight thing come as a result, like as you were processing it all in the aftermath?
Yeah, I think it was a blessing in disguise, to tell the truth. I never really wanted to admit in my head probably that this was going to be the logical next move, but it's easy to forget about the tough weight cuts when you're constantly winning. And I think the fact that I picked up the loss and felt the way I did in the cage, it kind of made me take a step back and think, my old man and my other coaches have been at me for a good, like I said, 12, 18 months about considering the move up. And, I wanted to do it properly. I didn't just want to jump the gun and say, right, that's it, I'm going to move up. I wanted to make sure I got the scans and the power tests and the different tests that they provide where I had it done. And it kind of all linked in one direction. Everyone was kind of telling me, look, you need to go up or you're going to end up doing either serious harm to yourself doing a weight cut or serious long-term damage. And that's obviously not something I want to do. I don't mind, if I get damaged in a fight, then I know what I signed up for, but I don't want to be damaging myself or affecting my long-term health in the bath or in the sauna beforehand.
Right. I have to say, I kind of blame myself a little bit. I felt like we made too big of a deal of you not fighting in London, and we put too much pressure on you. Are we to blame for all of this? Because I felt like it was a lot. Justice for Tank or Jack or whatever it was.
I know, the T-shirts and the post. Yeah, that's it.
It's all GC's fault. Yeah. I mean, all of us, we were all on board, and I felt like we were kind of, I don't know. Were you, like, did you feel like you were walking out with a chip on your shoulder? Like, why the hell am I fighting on Long Island? I should be fighting in the O2 next. Like, was that even on your mind on fight week, fight day, all that stuff?
Yeah, not so much fight day, but definitely fight week. It was, I was a bit pissed off, really, to think that I could have fought in my own country or was as close as to my own country as I was going to get for now. But, a week later, whereas, it was almost as if every other British guy at the time who had a bit of hype around them kind of got on the London card, and then I had to go to New York. But I kind of got over that a little bit before we made the journey and kind of thought, well, look, it's done now. It's signed and sealed. I've got to go out there and do it. But yeah, it would have been nice to fight in London. But then again, I probably would have stung a little bit more picking up a loss in front of an hometown crowd as well. So I suppose there's always that to factor in. And they've made up for it now by putting me on this big pay-per-view card.
Sure. What was your reaction when you got Makwan? Solid, first opponent in this new chapter for you, has been in there for a while, has fought some tough guys. What did you think when you were offered him?
Yeah, it was a funny one because me and my old man kind of sat down just after Christmas and was like, who do you think we're going to get? And one of the names he mentioned was Makwan, and I full credit to him. He's been in there with some of the best. Arnold, Shane Burgos, Lerone Murphy, Barboza. He's been in there with some real world class guys. But as good as a wrestler and a grappler he is, he kind of struggles when it comes to fighting those top level guys. He kind of always falls at that hurdle. And I think that I do believe, despite the loss, I'm one of the best guys in the world. I know I've got to prove it now at the new weight. Kind of all the work I've done at bantamweight kind of goes out the window now, and I've got to reestablish myself. And I think by putting in a good performance, again, a big win against someone like Makwan, who's been in there with those top guys, kind of puts me straight in the mix.
Oh man, the scene is going to be great. I feel like the Welsh crowd travels very well. I feel like there's going to be a ton of Welsh fans there, a ton of British fans obviously there. Like, this feels like a big deal. Leon fighting, right? I know some people were upset that there was no Paddy, no Aspinall, no Darren Till, whatever. It feels big. Does it feel big for you yet, or will it only feel big once you get to London tomorrow?
No, it feels massive. It's been massive over here for weeks. Like especially the MMA media is constant every single day. BT Sport are constantly pumping stuff out about it. It is a blockbuster event. Like it's the equivalent of a type, maybe not on that scale, but for us MMA guys, just like it'd be like fighting on the undercard of a Tyson Fury Anthony Joshua fight.
Yeah,
and it is a shame they didn't get in a stadium, but I think the O2 is a wicked venue, and to be part of it and to be up there now fight week where you've got all this big, like the media and stuff like that I've heard that's going to be in the hotel fight week, the amount of big names who's going to be there in the crowd watching, they're setting it up to be a blockbuster event. And we got to give credit to Leon, really, because I don't think we would have that type of event over here if it wasn't for him, doing what he did back in August.
It's amazing that it's Leon of all people, right? Like the guy who was so under the radar, that he's the one bringing out all these big names. I wanted to ask you about a tweet that you had a few weeks ago where you were sharing with the world your GOAT list, because I thought it was a very interesting list. Here it is. You said, absolutely zero bias here for me based on facts. This is on March 7th. So just a couple of days ago, actually. Flyweight, Mighty Mouse. I mean, hard to argue with that. Triple C at bantamweight. Not sure if he had the run at bantamweight. I'm just going to go through the list and then ask you some questions. Featherweight, Volk, solid. Lightweight, Nate Diaz or Khabib, too close to call, which is an interesting one. Welterweight, Nick Diaz. So we see where your allegiances are in the 209. Middleweight, 2015 Nick Diaz. Okay, interesting, against Anderson Silva. Light heavyweight Jones. Heavyweight Jones was just a couple of days removed from his fight. Strawweight Joanna. Flyweight Valentina, and then Nunes at bantamweight and featherweight, which is interesting considering we have the cyborgs of the world out there. This is no bias, right? This is 100%.
No, it's based on it's factual.
Okay,
it's based on facts.
Interesting.
Purely based on facts.
You're a big Diaz guy, apparently.
Yeah.
Number one. Are they your favorites?
By far.
Why?
I just love them. I just think they. I grew up watching Nick and Nate as a kid, and they were always they always played the bad boy image, didn't they, of the sport? But then as you get older, like I start to, and although I'm not as brash and as out there and as outspoken as them too, I kind of see a lot of them in myself where, like, you look at Nate, who's probably one of the top 5 biggest names ever in the sport, and has never changed, never kind of changed the guys around him, never changed his team, doesn't change for the camera, doesn't pretend to be something he's not. He doesn't try and play, the good guy. He doesn't try and play the bad guy. He's just unapologetically, he is who he is. And I always get people even saying to me now, like, oh, you need to do more of this, and you need to trash talk more, and I'm like, I'm me, and if that doesn't sell to people and people don't like it, then on your bike, I couldn't give a shit. So I see a lot. I see a lot of myself in them in certain ways. I know people probably wouldn't make that comparison, and it's just their style of fighting. It's just like they remind me of the old UFC 1 guys. If we chuck them to in a no time limit, no round matchup, I don't think they'd lose many fights. And I'll forever be a Diaz fanboy. Doesn't matter who they're fighting or when they're fighting or what rules they're fighting. I'll always ride for Nick and Nate.
It was lovely to see them back together at the event a couple of weeks ago. Did you see them there at the Jones fight? Like, you don't often see them together. It was amazing.
Yeah, I know. It was. I can't wait to see what Nate does next. I'm assuming he's going to box, and it'd be good to see Nick back in the cage this year. It looks like he wants to fight again. And I think as long as he wants to fight, then from the art, and he generally wants to fight. He's not doing it for other reasons. Then I can't wait to see him back as well.
You think Nate beats Jake Paul if they fight him in a boxing match?
Well, of course yes, million percent.
All right.
But you know what, Jake, I gotta say, Jake Paul does deserve a lot of credit for I think he's actually a lot better boxer than what people give him credit for. But after watching him against Tommy, I think that in a pure boxing match, I think Nate would be too. I mean, I've seen videos of Nate sparring world champion boxers or undefeated pro boxers, and he's holding his own, and he's going to work inside and outside. And I think skill wise, he'd probably just be too good for Jake.
Now, here's the thing: you mentioned the darts earlier, and all of a sudden, Eddie Hearn's calling me up every few days. He wants me to be the face of North American darts. And I'm going up against all these people in the darts right now, and I'm smoking them. I don't know if you've seen this. I mean, KSI is trying to come to me. I freaking bury his ass. The only one that beat me is Sky Nicholson, and I still don't know how she got a 93. I'm still shocked by that. And that was my first time. I wasn't really sure what to do. But you are a legit darts fan. Not only that, like I see you touting the fact that you're betting on the darts. You're getting, like, I saw a parlay recently that you hit with the guys. Like, you're there it is. We're showing it right now. You're that into this? Like, are you watch? Because I know people that just watch, the great Pete C. Carroll. He'll just watch end of the year Ali Pally, like the final event. Are you watching all year round, like the Premier League and all that?
Yeah, like literally, like apart from obviously MMA and boxing, it's the only sport that I keep up. That I don't watch football, rugby, basketball. Is literally just darts. I watch the Premier League. The UK Open was last weekend. Obviously, you've got the World Cup at the end. I watch it all. If the darts is on, I'm tuned in and watching it. Like over here, the Premier League is on every Thursday night, so that will be my weight cut watch. As I'm cutting weight Thursday, I'll have the darts on my phone.
That is it. Who's your favorite? Who's your guy?
I gotta stick with the Welsh boys: Gezi Price, Johnny Clayton, and obviously I'm all aboard the bully bandwagon as well.
He's the man.
I got to support the Welsh boys, Gezi and Johnny Clayton, the ferret.
By the way, I know him as Gerwin Price. Is that his nickname or something?
Yeah, no, Gerwin is his name. Gezi, everyone knows him as his nickname's Gezi. Gezi Price.
Okay.
He literally lives like 10 minutes down the road from me, Gezi.
Wow.
So he's we definitely get behind him. Yeah. Even though the crowd like to constantly boo it.
That's the guy who wears the headphones, right? Like the noise cancellation.
yeah. That's him.
On this guy. You can't let the crowd get you like that. What do you do? But he's like a heel. I like that. He kind of like plays up to that.
Yeah, I always say this to people. Like, people slag him off and say, he's not a sportsman. Like, darts is better when Gezi's in it, and darts is a better watch when Gezi's playing well. Like, if Gezi's playing well and firing up the crowd, whether they're booing or cheering, it's brilliant to watch. And I've watched him play live once before. I'm definitely gonna go again this year. I'm gonna try and get tickets to the Ali Pally because that looks like a different gravy again.
So wait. So have you been to the Ali Pally?
No, I haven't been to the Ali Pally. I watched him in Wales, in Cardiff. But
wow.
I need to go.
Oh my gosh! By the way, I don't know if we've talked since. I went to Cardiff in September. I was there for the wrestling event. What a lovely town! I mean, like the castle, all that stuff is real. There's actual castles there. It's unbelievable, and the people were so nice. I went to Principality Stadium over there. It was a great time. I really enjoyed it.
Did you go inside the Principality as well?
Yeah, that's where they had the event.
That was it. Yeah. Do you think the UFC will ever go there? Because I think it's a mental big stadium to fill, but I'd love to see it.
Listen, I was there. It was 2 weeks after Leon's fight, and Leon was there too in the front row. And
that's right. Yeah.
And I remember looking at it, I'm like, there's no reason why a big card. Now, of course, it's tough not having Aspinall, Patty, etc., Darren, but I feel like this. It depends on how you price it and everything like that. I feel like this card could have been at
Yeah, I think so, especially the magnitude of the fight, where it's the trilogy, Usman's former pound number one, everyone kind of ripped Leon off. It's like you know, I don't see how this would have been the fight to do it unless they're going to pull McGregor down here, perhaps after the Chandler fight. Maybe, I don't know, but this would have been the one to do it. I think, especially like it would have been massive in Wales as well. Like the MMA in Wales is huge. It's it's all everyone from grassroots level right the way up now. The amount of UFC fans just in Wales is insane. I think they would have sold it out no problem. I think regardless, they could have put this card in there. I think anyway, it would have sold out.
I agree. What do we got there? Some new merch? What is that? What are you wearing?
Yeah, new merch.
Oh,
yeah, it's in my under link on Instagram.
Okay, what is it? What is it? For those that are not on Instagram, do you know the link off the top of your head?
Go to supology.com and go to the clothing website, and there's this one and there's the older one on there. But obviously we're flying the Welsh flag ready for
I
fight
love
week,
that.
so
That's class. I like
get
that.
on there. Get it at supology.com.
Well done. All right, so big fight for you on Saturday. You're going to win. It's going to be great. You're going to get back on track. But, every time I do this darts thing, you talk smack to me in the DMs. You slide in the DMs and you're saying, oh, when I get in there, I'm going to do this to you. I'm going to do that to you. So you know what I thought? I was like, you know what? We've been doing a thing where people come in studio and we go one-on-one, 3 darts each. We've never done it virtually. And since you've been talking shit, and I don't know if you have any plans of coming to New York anytime soon, I figured let's try this out. Virtual 3-on-3, Helwani versus Tank, and I get to show you a thing or two. Now, you told me you can move, like your darts board is around, right? It's accessible, yes? Oh, wow. Look at that board.
Wow.
That's
a real setup.
That is, wow. It's all lit up and shit. Jeez.
Yeah,
wow.
I told him it's even got the Gezi Price tire around it to protect the ball.
Wow.
When they're throwing the double.
Okay, so I'm going to put my headphones on and I'm going to go over there. So you are going to shoot 3 and I'm going to shoot 3 and we'll see who comes out with the bigger number.
Am I throwing the 3 and then taking the camera over, or do you want it after everyone?
No, why don't you just do what you just did right over there, and then we'll see it. Because honestly, I need to see the board because I feel like you're going to cheat.
No, I would not cheat, Ariel.
Move it a little bit. Oh, there it is. Yeah, right there. Oh.
Wait there. Let me see if that old.
Yeah, that's good. We can see the board.
Can you see that, eh?
Just a smidge, like literally like an inch over. Yeah, perfect.
We good?
Yeah, perfect. That's perfect. Okay, I'm going to put my headphones on here. No, wrong ones. One second.
Who's going first? Am I going first or you going first?
Of course you're going first, okay? Losers go first.
Ah, here we go.
We got this. Frank, do we got this? This is on, okay.
Oh, yeah, you good?
Speaking of Johnny Clayton.
Wow.
There's the flights, look.
Do you hear me, Jack? Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to walk over to my set, and I want to see you. Okay, you're going to go first. And, usually I give people a practice shot, but I feel like since you're on your home turf here, you don't get a practice shot. What do you think? Do you want a practice shot or not?
No, go on. Let's go straight into it.
All right, here we go. Here's Jack Tank Shore with his first shot. Home turf virtual. Oh, what is that? Wait. What is that?
Oh, 120.
Okay. Here we go. No pressure, Jack.
Fuck. 12.
12 total? What, it was 32?
No, 20, and 12.
20. Let me see.
52 total.
Bring the iPad over there. I want to make sure that you're not lying to us. Here we go. Where's Jack? Bring the iPad over there. I think we're seeing your shirt or something because it's black. You got to flip.
How do I spin it? Can I flip me?
Just bring it up.
Oh, yeah, I got it.
Oh, here we go. Okay. What do we see? We got a is that a double 20? No, it's not. It's a triple 20?
No, just inside.
Okay, so yeah.
Single.
20, and 12 is not bad. What is that, 52?
52.
All right, here we go. Watch me smoke, Jack, right here. Sorry, Jack.
No pressure now.
52. Where does that rank, guys? That's pretty high up, no? 52. I've never done it with these headphones. You can see me, Jack?
Yes, I can see you.
All right.
Oh, look at this setup.
Look at this setup, Jack. This is a real darts king right here, okay? This is a real freaking darts. Look at this setup. I need to get a better board. Some people said I need to get the official one. Do I get a practice shot, Jack? Because I'm a little bit nervous right now.
Nah, no way.
Fucking hell, this guy. All right, here we go. Jack Tank Shore about to fight this weekend. Big fight for him against Makwan Amirkhani at the O2. But first, it's one-on-one against Helwani. I gotta crack my knuckles, Jack, okay? Don't mess around, all right? Keep it quiet back there, okay? I'm trying to focus. All right, here we go. You gotta bend your knees, Jack. I feel like I'm playing against one of the better opponents that we've faced so far. You gotta bend the knees and keep the right foot turned here, okay, Jack? Here we go. Someone told me to always focus on the 18. That's what someone said. I don't know about that. Oh, did you see that, Jack? It was a bit of a knuckleballer. Almost got right in the middle.
What is it?
It was a 6.
20.
It was a 6.
6.
Yeah. 13, Jack. What are we at? 19? Golly, what do I need? Oh, this is horrible.
You need a travel.
I need a travel. Oh, I almost had it there. It's a 20, a 6, and a 13. No, I didn't get it. Jack beat me. 50, what was that?
I told you.
Yeah, 39. Good job,
Ariel,
Jack.
I told you.
You know what?
You can't beat the Welsh at darts.
Can I get a rematch? Can I get, what's on the line? What can we do? I feel like I was off. I was nervous. Well, put something on the line.
I tell you what, right, if I win Saturday, you got to have me back on Monday. I'm going to rematch.
Well, I would have done that regardless, but let's go. Oh, wait, I don't get the rematch now?
No, not right now. No, you got to earn it.
Okay, this one doesn't count, but I was off, Jack.
He's going again anyway.
I was off. Look, I just got a 666 right off the bat. Look at this, Jack. I don't know what was wrong with me. No, I'm a little bit off to the right, Jack. You won fair and square. Well done. But that's the deal.
Hey, it was a pleasure.
Wait, that's
a pleasure.
That's the deal. On Monday, you win, you come back on, and I smoke your ass. You know, here's the thing. Can I just be honest with you for a second? You could still hear me, right?
Yeah.
It would have been very rude of me to mess with your confidence. You lose on the Monday before your fight. You would have been all thrown off. It would have been a disaster.
Yeah. Ariel, come on now. Come on. Let's put a little prize on the line. Is it for Monday?
Yeah, okay.
All right. If you win, I'll send you one of these.
Okay.
If I win, you got to get some sort of tank merch or picture up in the studio.
1,000%. It's a deal, my friend. It's a deal.
A virtual handshake.
It's a deal.
The bet's on.
Can't wait. But first, Makwan Amirkhani on Saturday. Good luck to you, my friend. Thanks for doing this. Safe travels to London. Can't wait to see you at featherweight.
Thank you, Ariel. Appreciate the support as always.
Yes, sir.
Catch you soon.
Yes, sir. All the best to you. Jack Tankshore. I really bottled that.
Man.
Can I do one more? Oh, Joe came in already. I'm so mad at myself.
When you play darts with these guys,
yeah,
you were representing not only yourself, but all of us.
I know. Let me do one more, Joe. Can you do one more for me? I mean, I'm just so mad at myself.
I feel like we should take the board away from you at this point.
I felt a little bit, you know what it was?
You definitely were nervous, but why?
I was nervous. I don't know why. I
felt like you had a lot of nerves. Is it because you were in there by yourself? Is it because you put up a 52? That's the second best ever.
Is it because of the headphones? Were you afraid you were looking dorky or something?
You know what? Let me just, I don't need the headphones now, right?
I mean, if you want to hear us.
No,
yeah.
I don't need, I mean, talk on the big screen, talk on the loud thingy, whatever. The screen.
On the big screen. I got you, yeah.
I'm all out of sorts. Let me just go one more time. And you know what? Usually, watch this. Usually I do blue and I give the guests the gold. This time I went with the gold. I was all out of sorts. Watch this.
Superstitious, are we?
Watch this. Watch this. Watch me nail it right now. Watch this. See, I feel so much better. Look at that!
Oh my God.
I just got a bullseye right there. Look at that shit. I feel so much better now. I don't know why. Oh my God, did I get another one?
What is going on?
10. I feel so much better now. I mean, look at this. Okay, it's a 4.
Yeah.
But still. Oh my God, he still beat me? Okay, but watch. Look how much better I feel right now.
Exactly what you got on the show.
Oh, look at that. Okay, maybe a little bit. Okay, maybe I'm just, sometimes it's not your day.
Oh. You got a 39 twice.
Yeah. Oh my God. Jack Tankshore. What a setup he has though.
Maybe he had the advantage.
Yeah. I mean, it's all lit up. I feel like we need to up our stakes here. I didn't realize that we can have, lit up boards.
The tire around it was incredible. I need to get one of those. I've put some holes in my wall at my house.
Have you really, if you're a good darts player like myself, you wouldn't really need that, right?
I mean, listen, sometimes like you just get lazy
Yeah.
with it after you've been throwing for hours on end. The elbow gets sore. You find the wall. You're playing against people that aren't as good as you. They find the wall. Yeah, I mean, maybe it's too late at this point, but I need one of those
I
ties.
still can't believe Rappaport. I watched that clip 1,000 times. I'm still not sure that he actually was doing that on purpose. Like, it felt like, I mean, that felt like a work to me, if you ask me.
Nah, I think.
Any 180s recently for you?
No, it's still just the one.
No.
Might stay there for a while.
A lot of
Tough
people
to
on the
get.
streets still don't believe it.
I could have it on video. They're not going to believe it. I can't believe the amount of doubters there are, honestly.
It is weird. Someone sent me a whole thing on Instagram. You need to aim for this. And I thought he said 18. And you know what? Maybe I was overthinking it. Blaming a lot of people. I think I was overthinking it. I think that I was aiming for the 18. Usually I just don't aim for anything. And we all see what happens there, right? I mean, like, you know, it would have been rude. It would have been rude. I am looking at the YouTube chat here. I mean, talk about a beatdown. 55% for women's flyweight, 45% for strawweight. What do you got to say for yourself now, Mr. Newkirk?
Feels like a runaway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So split the series. I'm good with winning the lightweight one.
Yeah, but also
Important
Merab himself said that it was.
Oh,
yeah.
if Merab himself said it, then
Yeah, I should have asked.
The way Rick talks behind the scenes about it, like the gap is this big.
Not even close.
Like it's just like
It's not even
he
close.
laughs at this even being a prospect of an argument.
it's really not even close.
Jack. By the way, who is the favorite in that fight? Jack Shore.
Jack Shore is a monster favorite.
Is he?
Yeah.
Let me see here.
-500.
Whoa, really? Go on, Jack. I mean, we like Mr. Finland around here, but that is.
I love Makwan, but it does feel like it's submission round one is the path to victory, and if you can't get that, then it feels like
Right.
Tank's gonna wear on him.
Is he the big? No, not even the biggest favorite. Freaking Mokaev again. -800?
Yeah.
Is that the biggest favorite?
Yeah.
See some Juliana Miller, -500.
Yeah.
Sheesh. What else? What
There's
else?
some big favorites on this one.
Joanne Wood, favorite. Shout out.
Yeah. Shout out.
Casey, favorite against Maya.
Yeah.
Shout
We
out.
discussed that earlier.
Marvin, big favorite.
Marvin
-300.
against Roman Dolidze, who's cashed 3 straight times as a dog.
Gunner, big favorite. There's a lot of big
Gunner,
favorites.
Big favorite.
-400 for Gunner. Short notice fight.
Short notice for Brian Barberena.
Yeah, I know, but like, I don't. Yeah, I guess.
Not the best grappling skills
Yeah.
for Barberena. It feels like there's a path. Kind of what you get with pay-per-views, though.
Leon +205, huh?
H-Dow?
You said it. +205 for the champ.
Put him in the parlay.
Yeah, well, I mean, why not? Is there? What are we doing with the parlay? Are we back or what?
Yeah, we're back.
We're back to 4, right?
Yeah, back to 4.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Man,
Oof, I'm the last one.
are you guys as excited as I am? Like, I am so excited for this.
Oh, I can't wait.
I think it's like the midday.
Oh, yeah. Midday.
Like that.
Midday,
I'm starting
London.
the day with an English breakfast.
Where are you
as
going?
Always. Tea and sympathy.
Same place as last time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was too good not to
I mean,
pass
it's
it
the
up.
best. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they bring like real official teapots, and I mean, it's fantastic.
And what time does the prelims start?
I think it's at 1:00.
Wow, perfect. We're done. Main card 5. We're done by 8.
8:30 is my guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah. Love it. Love it. Couldn't ask for anything.
Watch party?
Watch party.
It's better than that.
What's better?
But there's just something about this fight and the emotion, and this is the thing about the fight. Which fight happened recently where I said kind of the same thing? I don't even remember now. So many freaking fights. I don't even remember the fight from last week. Point is, it feels as though, when we were talking about Valentina and Grasso and should they or shouldn't they, it feels as though the legacy of the fight in August hinges on the result here, right? If Usman comes out and just smokes him 5 rounds to none, the way we look at the Leon fight and the win and the kick and all that from Utah will change forever. Like right now, we look at it as one of the great moments. I wonder though, it'll be like, yeah, it was a great moment, but in the end, he won 2 of 3. He came back, he rectified it. He had lost 4. Like the way we're going to talk about that fight, that kick, that moment will change completely. If Leon comes out and smokes him and does the damn thing and stops him or dominates him, the legacy of that fight will grow even greater.
100%.
I think the fight is secure, but Leon's legacy and Kamaru's legacy is what's on the line.
I even feel like the way people talk about the fight itself will change.
That moment, you can't.
It just won't feel as
you can't mess with
special.
That moment.
It won't feel as special.
I don't know. I think you could mess with that moment, but it would have to be like, in my opinion, it'd have to be Kamaru like really beating him soundly.
People will say they're going to say
like the way Nunez came
What will they say?
They'll say it was you know what they'll say? They'll say it was a fluke. He was losing 3.5 rounds.
But the people that will say it was a fluke will have already said it was.
No, because if
they're just confirming.
But if he comes back and smokes him on Saturday, it just adds to the fact that he's the better guy and was just off and blah, 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 and altitude this, altitude that. You know what I mean? If it's a one-sided fight on Saturday, I think...
For Kamaru, you're saying?
No, for Leon. If Leon has a one-sided fight on Saturday, people will look back on that fight with greater fondness, and there'll be no way you could say it was a fluke. If he loses on...
It was a fluke now.
No, of course.
Anybody out there? If you say that's a fluke...
You're an idiot.
You're dumb.
But
you're just dumb.
But you know what I mean? There's people who will say if Leon loses on Saturday,
it will affect the legacy.
Yeah,
100%. We need to see where it goes from here. But that was one of the best moments in our sport. Like if you, I don't even know what else to say. Like respect that moment. But yes, the legacy is on the line. If Kamaru comes out here and does a version of like correcting history, and now he's back in that position. It'll help his legacy and it will hurt Leon's legacy.
That's why I'm so excited for this, because it's not just like a standalone fight.
I mean, we forget this series is 1-1. It's not just Leon having a win over Kamaru. Kamaru has a win over Leon.
Oh, I know.
So I don't feel like it gets talked about a lot.
The first fight?
The first fight.
It was so long ago. And both guys have no, for sure. Yeah, no. I mean, that's
1-1.
And that's the thing. So then if Usman wins, he'll be up 2-1.
Yeah.
And people will be
not
like,
just revenge, it's 2-1.
Yeah.
That's significant. Legacies are on the line, 100%. There are big stakes for this fight. Man, if you want to go back and relitigate one of the best moments in MMA history, like I got nothing for you. Like fluke, just.
What is that hero's welcome going to be like on Saturday night when Leon makes the walk to the octagon?
What's his song? Does he have a song?
I don't know. It's gonna be
whatever
unbelievable.
It is.
And there's a world where Fiziev and Gaethje just put on an absolute banger leading into it, and the crowd is already on fire. And then when Leon makes the walk, the place is just, the roof is gonna come off. I can't wait.
Cannot wait. Him coming out as the A side now, red corner.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my god,
amazing, dude.
I haven't seen Usman come out as the blue corner since Woodley.
4 years.
What matters though is how they're gonna get sent home. That's the big.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. But the build-up is gonna be.
And I'm excited to find out. I'm excited to find out.
Yeah, in July they went home a little bit unhappy with the Aspinall injury. In March they went home happy with that scene. And so without further ado, great segue there, Frank. Here he is, the man himself, the future heavyweight champion, the one and only Tommy Aspinall. There he is. Hello, Tom. How are you?
Lovely to see you. Yeah, I'm doing well. You're a little bit late. We'll just let that slide, though.
Wait, I was going to make a joke. This is the cheeky bugger that you are. I was going to make a joke that you're 4 minutes late and you have no reason to be late because you're not fighting this weekend. So what could you possibly be doing?
I've got other responsibilities, Ariel, to be honest with you. I've got other responsibilities.
Well, it's lovely to see you. What about the fact, Tom, that anytime anyone talks about the heavyweight division, this show alone has kept your name in the mix, playing that music, talking about you. I mean, we have single-handedly reminded everyone that you aren't going anywhere. You're just on a little bit of a hiatus. I mean, can we get a thank you? Can we get a pat on the back? Can we get something?
I mean, thank you very much. I think a lot of them heavyweights, they're forgetting about me. No, I don't think they are, actually. I don't think the heavyweights are. I know the heavyweights are not, actually. But I think the media, maybe.
Not us.
Not excluding you guys. Excluding you guys. I think generally the media might be just a little bit. But pretty soon I'm going to jump back in there and remind everybody what I'm all about.
Okay, so we're going to get into that in a moment. But just curious, on the Monday before a London card, you have been the guy for the last two. What is it? What are the emotions as we're approaching Saturday, but you're not a part of this one?
First of all, let me ask you this: is the audio okay? Everything's good with the audio, yeah?
Yeah, it's okay. The video, if I'm being honest, a little bit choppy. A little bit, we expect subpar quality from you. This one is like a notch below subpar, if I'm being honest.
The audio sounds great. I'm not going to ask the GOAT to change out his headphones.
Yes, Frank is a big fan of your audio, but from a video perspective, it's a little comme ci, comme ça.
Well, you don't need to see my face.
Okay.
You're not missing much if you don't see it. If you don't see my face, you're not missing much.
All right.
So that's all right. Yeah, the emotions. Mixed emotions, you know what I mean? This is a huge card for UK MMA, absolutely massive for us as fans, as fellow fighters. It's massive for us. But the fact that I won't be a part of it, of course, is a little bit sad. But I will be there, which I'm very excited about. I'll be there. I'll be supporting the guys. I'll be supporting BT Sport. I'll be supporting the UFC. I'll be supporting UK MMA. And I'm very excited for it, nonetheless.
What do you mean you'll be supporting BT Sport? Are you going to be working on the broadcast? What are you doing?
It's top secret. Top secret stuff.
I mean, you said it yourself. Then we'd be colleagues.
Oh,
I work for BT Sport too. Does that make us colleagues now?
Yeah, it might be. I don't know. You'll have to find it. You should know this stuff then if you work for BT Sport.
Nah, I don't work on the UFC stuff. I can't be bothered.
Oh, fair play. But you're above that now. You're above that. You're above that.
I'm just a pro wrestling guy now. I'm just a pro wrestling journalist mainly. So you'll be there. That's nice. I was going to ask you that. You'll be in attendance. You'll take it all in.
I will be there. I'm leaving tomorrow, so I'll be in London from tomorrow. I'm very excited about it. I'm very much looking forward to it.
Lovely. Now, how are you feeling? Where are we at in terms of the recovery?
We are feeling absolutely on top of the world. Amazing.
Really?
Let me tell you. Yeah, seriously. I didn't realize, I think for a long time, I was kind of like lying to myself about the injury a little bit. Like the injury, obviously, when I fought Blades, that's when the knee completely gave out. But I've had the bad knee for like 5-6 years. And I think that I kind of got used to training and fighting with one leg, as weird as that sounds. Like I really got used to it. And now that my leg's fixed and I've got 2 legs to move around on, and I can really do things in the gym that I've literally not been able to do since way before I was in the UFC. And it feels absolutely amazing. Like I'm so happy with everything.
Wow. I saw a photo of you. You're absolutely shredded. 277
yes, I am.
shredded?
That is correct.
Look at you flexing.
Steroid free.
Okay.
Zoom in on. I don't think the camera's big enough. Zoom in on that.
Look at that.
The camera's big enough.
Holy smokes. Are you out of the USADA pool as well?
I'm in the USADA pool, bro. I'm in the USADA pool. And I'll be coming back very soon. I'm getting tested regular. Everything's good. Actually, since I posted that photo, USADA are on my case so bad.
Wow.
I've been tested like 3 times since then. So they're all over me.
They don't miss anything. Now, so what are we shooting for? Summer? What are you thinking?
Yeah, the summertime sounds good. Basically, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go, man.
Really?
Anytime they want to.
You could accept a fight right now.
I could accept a fight right now, definitely. We're going to chat to the UFC a little bit this weekend when I'm going to be there, and we're going to have a few meetings and stuff and see who's available and who wants it. More importantly, I might have to fight down the rankings a little bit because I was struggling to get matched before this, or maybe the guys think I'm weak now or something. Hopefully they do, and they're going to take some fights because I've got a lot of stuff to prove now. I'm coming off a big injury, a loss, and I'm ready to go out there and show everyone what I'm all about.
I have to say, like I could feel your enthusiasm, your positivity, your excitement radiating off the screen. This is a much different Tom than we spoke to last time. Last time I felt like you were a little bit down, feeling down. You come across much differently now. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I think so. I think last time we spoke, actually, like in an interview like this, I think it was pretty close to the injury, wasn't it? I was pretty close after surgery and stuff. I was like basically sat down. I was on like Pornhub every day. I think I got to the point where I completed it. I think I might be the only person to ever complete Pornhub. I don't know. There might be a few of us out there, but I'm definitely one of them.
Yeah.
And I'm much happier now. Everything's good. We're moving in a good direction. I feel amazing mentally, physically, and all that, and I'm ready to go.
Are you surprised by how quickly you recovered? Like, were you expecting to feel this good in March, or were you thinking more May, June, July?
I don't know. I never wanted to rush back. It was never my thing. I didn't want to because I felt like I made a lot of bad decisions with the knee before and stuff. Like I felt like I took a lot of fights when I didn't really want to take fights, but I was on a really good roll and I wanted to like keep it going. And I'd had so many fights without the knee giving up on me. I felt like I could just keep it going, and I really wanted to like take my time coming back, make sure that everything was right. And you know, seriously, from about 4-5 weeks out of the surgery, it felt really strong. I kept pushing it more and more, but slowly and slowly with my physio, with my coaches and stuff. And I feel like I'm in such a good spot, you know, mentally and physically. I feel amazing.
I love it. Now, the state of the heavyweight division is fascinating. And the reason, honestly, why I wanted to have you on was not only because of London, but I noticed on your Twitter, you know, it felt like you were talking a little bit more, like almost like you were itching to get back in there. A lot of activity, like you went 3-4 years without saying anything on Twitter. Now, all of a sudden you have hot takes. You're talking about this, you're talking about that. But it just kind of felt like, okay, Tom is itching. He's ready to go. That's the way I viewed it. Is that accurate?
Itching isn't even the word, bro.
Oh.
I am like beyond excited. And I'm so... you hear people say about all the time, and it gets a little bit corny and stuff, but I'm so like grateful and happy just to be healthy and be in the spot that I am going forward. Like I don't know, I felt like I did good before the injury, and I was like severely compromised in a lot of my training and movements that I could do before. And I knew that, and now like that's gone, and I'm free of it. And I feel like I can just move forward on such a positive, free and confident note that I just think I'm just levels ahead of a lot of these heavyweights, and I can't wait to show everybody.
I will just say, like, you know, you're tweeting a lot, and that's great, and it's good to see you active there. Some of the takes are a little bit mid, as the kids like to say. I mean, like the one about, you know, Volk beating Islam, greatest upset, the pound for pound stuff was weird. First you say GSP, now you say John. I feel like we just need to streamline our thoughts a little bit more, because you're a little bit all over the gaff, as they like to say.
Well, I'm all over the gaff in general. That's part of my personality. So the Twitter's a good reflection on that, apparently. But big fan of GSP, as you know. GSP for me will always be the goal. But I think at this stage now with John Jones, it's difficult to make an argument against it, bro. Honestly, like the guy is special. He is special, and to say that he is in the champion of my division right now, like that gives me unbelievable amount of motivation. Not even, let's be honest, I'm probably not going to fight him, but just to have kind of aim for is something special for a guy like me.
Why are you not going to fight him?
Because I think that he probably does his Stipe and then leaves it there.
No.
But I don't know. I don't
think so.
I don't know, Jumper. What, you think he's going to start fighting up and comers like me?
Listen, you're not an up and comer. Don't sell yourself short. Number one. Number two, what's he going to do? Sail off into the sunset? He's still in his mid-30s. He's rejuvenated. He's reinvigorated. Why not fight a Curtis Blades or a you or someone like? I don't see why not.
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I would love that. That is like my dream fight, honestly, to fight John Jones, and that's a serious motivation for me since he became champ. I know it was only like a week or two ago, but seriously, I've got like the GOAT. The GOAT is the champ of my division.
So you're done with GSP. Now you're just calling him the GOAT. That's it.
No, GSP's my guy. GSP's my guy. GSP will always be my guy. But I think that John Jones has to be appreciated to be up there for sure. And I don't know. All this GOAT shit, it's a load of shite. Same as the pound for pound stuff, really.
No, I don't.
The pound for pound even more so. That's a load of rubbish. Don't even get me started on that shite.
Why is it rubbish?
Terrible. We're not discussing it. We're not discussing it.
Wow. Okay. Fine.
Don't waste my time, Ariel. Don't waste my time.
Fine. Were you blown away by that performance against Cyril Gane?
I was. I was blown away for two reasons, though. Obviously, I wasn't blown away by Jones's performance, to be honest. Like, we know that Jones is unbelievable at the sport of MMA in all aspects. His stand-up's great, his grappling's amazing, his top control is submit. You can do everything. The guy can do everything. I was more surprised, I think, with Cyril's performance. It just something to me looked a little bit off. Like, I don't want to be over here like bad mouthing Cyril. Like, me and Cyril have we're not friends, obviously, but We have a friendly relationship. Every time I've met him, he's a really nice guy. I really like him and his coach. They're really nice people and stuff. So I don't want to seem like I'm bad-minded Cyril at all, because I'm not. But to me, something just seemed a little bit off. I don't know if John Jones did some goat voodoo mind games on him or something, but I don't know. He just didn't look. It just looked all wrong to me. I don't know exactly what he was doing.
Stipe have a chance in your opinion?
Of course, Stipe's got a chance. Yeah, of course.
But who do you favor?
I favour Jones probably, but I wouldn't be surprised either way. Like, I think Stipe's amazing, and I think the absolute world of Stipe as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if any guy won. Like, at the end of the day, this is heavyweight MMA at the very, very, very highest level it's ever been. So you can't be surprised either way.
That's fantastic. So I'm looking now. You're currently 6. We've got Ty at 5, Blades at 4. Would love to see you guys do that properly. Sergey Pavlovich. Stipe, I think, is done after this fight, win or lose. Cyril and John. There's Sergey Spivak right below you. Volkov, who just fought. Rosenstrike. If it was up to you, based on who would be available, what's your ideal scenario?
I don't have an ideal scenario, to be honest. Well, I do actually. I actually do have an ideal scenario.
Yeah?
What I want to speak to the UFC about, though. I don't want to speak to you.
Come on, why not? Put it out there.
No.
Then they'll be ready for it.
That Tibura doesn't have a match right now.
Marcin Tibura?
If I'm right, that he's won 7 of his last 8, so the guy's doing really well. It's not so much him personally I'm interested. What I would like to do is UFC Poland. Like, if they want to do a UFC Poland, that would be unbelievable for me.
Right.
Like, if we could do me and him in Poland, that would be something.
And why would that, for those that don't know, why would that mean a lot to you?
Because I got a Polish family, and I love the country of Poland. And I just think they've not been there for a long time, and I like Tibura. I think he's good. We were supposed to fight before, and it didn't happen. So I don't know. I don't think anyone else is available. The last time I spoke to the UFC, they said that basically none of the top guys are available right now. All the other guys are matched up and stuff. And if we're looking at the summertime, like, he seems the only guy who's free right now. So it just seems to make sense.
And so realistically, when do you think is the earliest you can come back? June, July, August?
Yeah, at least June. At least June.
Okay. I thought maybe they'd want to have you come back on a big card, maybe same card as like Conor McGregor or something like that, like to really like push you.
When's that?
Well, probably September. I wasn't expecting you to come back so early.
No, I don't know. We're going to see what happens. I'm patient. I'm a patient man anyway, but I'm really itching. Like, I'm ready to go whenever they want me.
By the way, speaking of that, nice Gym King shirt.
I knew that Conor McGregor thing was a little segue. You're too smart to be doing that kind of. I'm just reminding the people as well as reminding myself.
Believe. That's a nice shirt.
You got to believe.
You're sponsored by them, right?
It's a very nice. Yeah, look at this. Got my own logo on the side.
Wow.
See that?
So that's still a thing. You're still sponsored. All good.
Yeah, it's still sponsored. Still sponsored by him. Yeah, that's right.
What was up with that? Why did he get so upset?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I didn't think I have so much respect for Conor. I would never disrespect him or anybody else.
Yes, you're a very nice guy.
I'm not that kind of guy. I definitely don't want to have a beef with anybody. Like, I'm an adult. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to beef with nobody.
Sure.
And if I am trying to beef with anyone, I want it to be someone in my division, so we can at least have let's do a fight and make some money off it. Yeah. No idea. I wasn't. Literally, all I said was, I'm not as interested in Conor's fight as I was in other fights coming up.
Sure.
That was it. That was it. And I had no disrespect meant by anybody.
When you saw those tweets, were you like, "Is this real?"
Yeah, I was. I'm a massive Conor fan. Like, Conor's a massive inspiration for me. He's an Irish guy, I'm an English guy. They're really close to each other, and he's done massive things in the sport. And I was a bit like, wow, I didn't mean to offend anybody.
I think we should figure this out. Like, you guys, we don't want to live in a world where Conor McGregor and Tom Aspinall are beefing.
I don't want to beef with nobody, bro. I'm a
I
fully.
know. Well, you two in particular.
Yeah, we don't need that. We don't need that kind of beef. But you know, he's angry about it, or he was. I don't know how he feels at the moment, but he's probably. Who knows what he's doing?
Yeah, I do notice when you show your shirt, like, man, you're busting out of that thing. I mean, you are freaking ripped.
This is a double XL as well, you know.
Yeah, right.
Double XL.
No chance. That's a medium.
No, I swear to God. I swear.
Really?
I swear to God, that's a double XL. Yeah.
Wow.
Let me show you. Where is it? Yeah. Look at this. You see that?
Yeah. Wow. Look at you. Yeah, I see it. I see it.
It's a double XL. That's a double XL, man. I'm a big dude.
Is this the most ripped you've ever been?
Yeah, definitely. And I'm coming into my. I don't think I'm coming into my prime actually. I'm 30 next month, but I think I'm going to prime at like 35. But I think the older I'm getting so much more physically strong. And I've been lifting a lot of weights and doing a lot of fitness and cardio and everything, and I feel amazing.
Wow. And so, like, ideal fight weight now that you have this new body, what do you think you're gonna weigh at?
I might be cutting to heavyweight, you know.
Wow, really?
I might be cutting to heavyweight. I'm a big dude, and you want to see me move as well at this weight. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Something. I thought you were going to be future champ before all of this, and you had one leg. Now I feel like it's a shoo-in.
Things have changed, Ariel. Sometimes you got to take a step back to take a few steps forward, apparently.
Yeah.
And things are going amazing, you know. I see a lot of people, you know, they doubt me these days, and I just think, bro, I was good with one leg. Wait until I've got two.
Man,
wait until you see me with two.
Oh my God, I can't. I really, given that, we really have to see the Curtis fight again. I mean, we didn't even see it.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. That'd be amazing. I've got a lot of respect for Curtis. You know, Curtis is a gentleman, and he's got a big fight coming up himself. So I'm sure me and Curtis are going to meet each other down the line at some stage for sure, 100%.
Man, this is I'm delighted for you. You know, I was thinking I was going to have to lift your spirits a little bit, that you'd be a little bit down. Here you are lifting my spirits.
You look like you need it, to be honest. What's going on? Did you have a bad interview earlier on or something? Who else has been on the show?
Well, you know what happened? If I'm being honest, I had Jack Tank Shore on, and I challenged him to a game of darts virtually. He's a big darts player, and he talks a lot of shite. And so I said, all right, you got a board in your house? Great, great. And he beat me, and it wasn't even close.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Jack Shore's a good man. He's fighting this weekend, is he?
Yeah,
he's fighting this weekend.
Yeah. I mean, if you're working for BT Sport, you should probably know that by Monday. I mean, what kind of research are you doing there?
You said I'm working for BT Sport, not me. No, I didn't say nothing. I said I'm supporting BT Sport.
No, I feel
that's the channel that the UFC's on in the UK.
That is true. I love BT Sport.
The BT Sport are great. BT Sport, they've always been good to me. They're amazing.
They're legends. What about Leon? How do we feel about old Leon on Saturday? Feel confident? What do you think? It's a tough one. He's the underdog, big underdog. Plus 210, we were just talking about this. Crazy. No respect.
Well, I'm sure Kamaru Usman respects him after last time. I'm sure of that. I think it's tough to say because from what Leon said last time, he did win the first round pretty comfortably. He got the takedown, stayed on top, controlled the first round. And then he looked to like waver off a little bit. And he blamed that on the altitude. And if that is the case, then I think that Leon can win the fight pretty comfortably. Also, something else you got to take into consideration is the fact that it was only a matter of months ago, I'm not sure how many months ago, maybe you all know better than me, maybe 6-7 months ago, that Leon Edwards knocked him clean out, out cold, iced on the floor with a head kick. It weren't even that long ago. Like, that's not a lot of time for your brain to recover.
Right. 7 months.
A shot from a shot.
Less than
7 months from a shot. Okay. So is the brain going to recover physically from something like that? And now, is the brain going to recover mentally from something like that? Psychologically, can you recover from that, something like that, in such a short time period? We don't know. But we are talking about one of the best welterweights of all time in Kamaru Usman. We don't know. We're going to find out. It's going to be so exciting. On UK soil, this Saturday, the O2 Arena. What a time to be a UK MMA fan.
By the way, what a breakdown that was. That was TV-esque. That was like you, I feel like you were auditioning for a gig.
Listen, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
By the way,
you just got it.
Speaking of which, how do we feel about Gary Neville getting the boot for match of the day? I mean, this is crazy, right?
I didn't know that. I don't follow football, but I do know Gary Neville. I know Gary Neville. He is. I'm going to be like the Gary Neville of MMA.
I think you
with this BT Sports shirt.
that would be incredible. You tell it like it is.
No, do you know Roy Keane?
Of course,
Roy Keane is
legend. Yeah,
I'm going to be like I'm going to be more like the Roy Keane.
Okay,
MMA, I think.
I like that. And by the way, what's up with your boy Tyson Fury? You guys still tight? I mean, we go back and forth every day. What's going on over there? Are you training with him?
No, I've not spoken to him for a while. Actually, I speak, but I don't know. I don't know with this boxing stuff, man. This boxing stuff is starting to get a little bit weird. Just make the fight, guys. Come on. Why is it like that? Every frigging big fight is like there's some kind of issue about money, and it goes all public, and there's arguments. This split, that split. Guys, just fight. Just give the fans what they want. Come on. Yeah. What is this? Although on the other hand, our man Tommy Fury pulling it out of the bag.
What'd you think? Shocked? Did you expect that?
Fantastic. Yeah, I did expect it. I thought he was great. I thought he did amazing. You got to remember these guys, the two inexperienced guys. First of all,
yeah,
people need to take the pressure off them looking like absolute world beaters with the amount of experience they got. It's almost minimal. You know what I mean? What are they? 5, 6, 7 fights into the career each, or something like that. These guys are pretty inexperienced, and to be performing both guys like that on a stage like that is nothing short of incredible. Fair play to both guys. And Tommy really pulled out of the bag. The guy, I've seen firsthand the pressure that he's under from his family. And this was before he was famous. To be a boxer and be a Fury is a lot of pressure. It's a full family affair. His dad is one of the most ruthless men you could ever come across. And he's a very scary guy. So just to be a Fury and to be boxing, it's a lot of pressure. And to do it under Tommy's circumstances, it's remarkable. Well done, Tommy. That's fantastic. I'm really proud of him.
Yeah, you could tell how much pressure he was feeling and like the way he let it all out afterwards. I thought it was like one of the first time that we got to see the real him, right? Like he was just exhaling. It was, I'm happy for him too. I don't know if I want to see the rematch, to be honest. I don't know how much interest there is in that. Do you have any interest in that? I guess if he gets paid, it's good.
I mean, as the Americans say, you got to get the bag.
Yeah, you got to get the bag. By the way, we have some breaking news, Tom. Marcin Tybura's manager has told our own Brazilian beast, Guilherme Cruz, the great Guilherme Cruz, reporter to the Stars, that they have heard of your interest on this program live, and they would like to fight you as well.
Oh, well, that's great because I'm actually ranked a lot higher than him. So I would imagine that.
Well, I mean, listen, he might say, I don't want this fight. I don't want this smoke.
Fantastic. That's fantastic. I'll take it. But give the gentleman's handshake. We don't even need contracts, bro. I'll turn up.
This is amazing.
Tell me where it is.
When you meet,
tell me where it is, bro.
When you meet with the UFC brass on the weekend, say, I was on Ariel's show. He put the fight together. There's no need to call them up. You know, maybe I could do the face-off.
Hey, listen, though. I ain't that type of guy who agrees to stuff that doesn't want to do it. Do you know what I mean? Let's not be jumping on the MMA hour, accepting fights if we're not really accepting the fight. If we're accepting the fight, we'll do a handshake right here. Let me know the date. I'll fucking be there. Otherwise, let's not talk about it.
Okay.
I'm not into the kids' games. I'm nearly 30 years old. I got 3 children. Let's not talk about the. Let's not talk about this. Oh yeah, we'll take the fight. This guy's a pussy. This guy. If we're gonna fight, let's fight, and let's not talk about it no more.
Okay.
I'll see you there.
All right, fair enough. Can I ask you one last thing before you leave? What about my guy Phil DeFries? I mean, the KSW heavyweight champ. What a performance! Is he going to get Alistair Overeem? We don't know. But I've been telling you about him for a long time, trying to tell you to show him some respect, show him some love, to, train. It was nice to see you finally jump on the bandwagon. I saw you over there at the event. Whoa. Nice to see you finally jump on the bandwagon.
You've got some nerve. And the thing is, the people will be listening to this thinking, "Oh, Ariel's right." For the people listening out there, I have been telling Ariel for north of a year about this guy to get him on the show. No. Phil, what a guy. He's an amazing guy. He's a good friend of mine. The guy, he's unstoppable in that KSW promotion, The guy is unstoppable. He's fantastic. And let's hope he gets what he deserves and a massive win over Alistair Overeem. That would be something.
That would be amazing. Yeah, he's a very easy guy to root for. What a story, wears his heart on his sleeve. An inspiration, really, to a lot of people who have had to overcome a lot of things. And so I'm so happy that he finally agreed to come on, because I think you were telling him, not to come on, not to waste his time and everything like that. So it was lovely to have him on. Lovely stuff. And thank you for calling me out in the cage as well. That was nice. I appreciated that. He was already booked anyway, but it was not necessary. But I appreciate you thinking of me in that moment. I am happy to see you back in great spirits. You're in good health. This is very exciting. And so now, what's the best part about this, Tom? UFC's in London this weekend. And if you weren't quite 100%, if you weren't feeling good, if you were out of shape, then I think you would have felt down. But this is fine. You headlined the last two. You're right back in there. You're going to enjoy it. You're going to be working for TV stations. You're going to be doing great stuff. I mean, you're able to enjoy it now, as opposed to feeling a little bit like, you're on the outside looking in. So this couldn't have worked out any better. I'm delighted for you.
And apparently we've got a fight. So
yes,
if we got a fight, I'm excited, man. I'm so excited. This is and by the way, Marcin Tybura, I like him. He's a good guy. And very underrated skill set as well. So that would be great. I'm
You're even more excited than when we started. I love it. Tom, you're a gent. Thank you so much. All the best. Let's go. By the way, anyone at the O2 this weekend, watching or listening, when this man emerges, I want you to shower him with that, all right? I want to hear it on the broadcast. I need to hear that in the crowd. That song on Saturday. Enjoy London, my friend. Great stuff. Talk to you soon.
Thank you very much. Speak to you soon.
There he is. Great stuff there from Guilherme. Getting the fight. We got it done. Thank you for passing along, GC. I mean, Marcin Tybura, shout out. Number 10.
Shout out to Guilherme for getting that.
That's why he's the Brazilian Beast.
I mean, double Bs.
Not much better out there than the Brazilian Beast. I love it. You see, you know what? That's why I love Tom Aspinall. A lot of people are like, oh, let me jump. No, take a guy a little bit below you in the rankings, get the W, get the mojo back. And I got to say, the shape that he's in, with how good he was before, now apparently, as he said, mythical Tom Aspinall with the two legs. If in fact he's 100% healthy, this time next year, he's in the title picture. It depends on when he could get back in there. If he can fight in July or something like that, great. Gets back in there, gets one more, then another one. This time next year, he's in the title picture, in my opinion. Amazing.
I can promise you this. I will be placing a Tom Aspinall 2024 champion ticket. No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. That's going to be the first thing I do.
Will be tough for 23, but for 24, I feel like he could do it.
Oh, yeah. No, I know he can do it.
All right. Well, that's a good segue right over there. Let's take a look at the weekend. How do we do? GC?
Well, do we start with the Parlay Pals?
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm just last man standing here. There's not much else for me to say. I mean, I survived the first one. Well, I mean, you blew it and Frank blew it as well. And we catch another L.
I mean,
I can't even read that. So what was it? I know I had Said Nurmagomedov, Frank had Petr Yan.
Yeah.
And what did you have? I can't read that.
Krylov Span under 2.5. Easy one.
Man, I got to say, I thought Spine was going to win that fight.
Dude.
I really did.
Okay, so I'm cooking dinner as it's going on, and I have I'm watching on my iPad at the time, and my roommate is in the living room watching something else, and the shrieks, like the screams that I was making when it looked like Ryan Spann was going to get the guillotine, like freaked him out, freaked our dog out. Like it was, I thought it was it. I thought I was going to hit one of those magic ones for once, but alas, I did not. But yeah, I thought Spann was going to win too.
I really thought that this was the beginning of a run for him.
I know, especially with like he's finally training.
Yes,
now. He's back. Ugh. And the thing is, he's got 12 submission wins, 8 are by guillotine. So when he was going for the guillotine, I was like, oh my God, this is it. This is it.
I know. You had that picture of the guy with the gal with the
all-time one. Yeah, ass cheeks all clenched up. That was actually me though. That was
actually you.
Yes.
All right, so what does that mean? Like, there's some people out there like throwing out new ideas for the Parlay Pals. Or we?
All right, so someone did float the idea out that they said that we go when we're at the full strength, we go 2 separate parlays like against each other, divided up into teams.
So it's 2-on-2.
2-on-2. I guess if both of them hit, it's either a tiebreaker or whoever had the higher odds wins. But like now that I'm saying it out loud, it does get kind of complex. How do we do the teams?
Yeah.
Random.
I still feel like if my original idea was accepted, you would have won.
Yeah, I know, but what happens now?
No, that's just
we just done.
Well, no,
Makes one pick for.
we start. I mean, it's elimination, and then we start over, and then at the end of the year, we count who got the most wins.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Maybe next
Parlay
year.
odds are going to be so bad.
Because people are going to be taking the easy ones.
Too. Yeah. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I don't know.
Yeah, that doesn't.
Well, we forge on.
If we're going to do a parlay, let's do a parlay.
Okay.
All right.
Also, I mean, you know my philosophy. If it's broke, don't fix it.
Is this broke?
Yeah, I was
It's
gonna say.
pretty
I was gonna
broke.
say. I think this is probably broke. We're 11 and
pretty
17
broke.
at this.
It's pretty
I'm
broke.
broke because I'm the one taking these every week. So
Yeah. No. We all are.
right.
Absolutely.
Yes. Well, anyway, what about the rest of the weekend?
I got my ass beat. 2023
Has been tough.
Yeah, I mean, it's been tough. It's been tough. There's not much else to say. I mean, it's officially at that point where I'm like, please don't take my picks. Let me get right before you do this. Please don't. Like, someone hit me up afterward and was like, I'm done. UFC betting. It's been a good run. Thanks for all the memories. I've had a great time, but it's officially, my bankroll's all out. And I feel partially responsible for that. So, just let me do my thing over here. I mean, look at this. 3-8 on singles. Granted, a few of them are flyers, but I mean, just a tough night at the office. Parlays, we do okay. I mean, really sharp stuff here with the -800. We lost the Ricardo Ramos fight. So yeah, and then final recap: 3-8 singles, 2-2 parlays. Now you might say, there was only 3 parlays. Well, I threw in a last-minute Bellator one that, of course, lost, so that's another unit down. -4.65 on the week, -11.44. The fact that this is coinciding with the start of 2023
is annoying.
Not only is it annoying, it hurts. It also makes it feel like the coldest gambling streak of my life right now. It's just like, it just feels like I can't catch a break. Got to tighten up. That's all it is. That's all
like
there is.
those ass cheeks.
Got to be just like those ass cheeks, especially for UFC London. I mean, keep it tight, keep it right.
Is there
Start getting in the
anything
green.
to the notion, maybe just less?
Yes, that's what I mean by keep it tight.
Oh, okay.
Less bets.
Less bets.
I don't need 11 singles. I don't need 4 parlays.
Right.
Less bets.
Why do you do so many?
I watch all this tape, I do all this research, and then I just start firing away. I just get out of hand. It's the being up too many units. We're still up 66 units all time. Yeah.
What was the high point?
70, 78.
78, huh? Wow.
That's the key, though. We're
bets.
still well, yes, definitely discipline, but we're still majorly in the green.
Yes.
Let's remember that.
Yeah.
Like I said on Saturday, I mean, you're still doing better than 99.9% of the world.
We're gonna get right too.
Well,
I mean, I wake up on Sunday. I mean, just shadow box, and I'm like,
Here's the thing: is it ruining your weekend? Because if it's ruining your weekend, then it's not really a productive thing. I feel like you take it very personally.
Jed says go more bets. By the way,
no.
Why?
I think he's joking.
Oh,
it doesn't like. It's not enjoyable losing the bets.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, you're losing money. You're losing all these predictions in front of people. Yeah, it's not enjoyable. But winning is fun, and I still have fun doing it. I have fun doing the podcast too. So yeah.
The good news is
We'll be
we're going
all
to get back on track next week.
We'll be all right, people.
So have you already made your picks for? I don't want them now, but I'm just wondering if
I've got a couple.
Are you going less picks for this one, or is it the
less.
next one?
No. This one.
Like, is it possible? Like, just like 5?
Yeah, we could be around 5.
Wow.
5, 6.
Okay. You know what? I don't mind that.
There's 2 flyweight fights, so that's 2 built in already. I mean, because if we're gonna damn me on anything, Me discovering flyweight unders is one of the greatest gambling discoveries of all time.
great.
It's just unbelievable how easy those hit. Not everyone did terrible though. DraftKings,
Okay, what do
Gaucho
we got?
Loco, he gets a dub again. I mean, it feels like quite a few times he has won this. So shout out to him. Great lineup there. The Merab pick is just fantastic. 167 fantasy points for Merab Dvalishvili. Verdict League, we have a shakeup at the top. Moynihan, Francis, Connor McSnapper find their way in the top 2. Shout out to him. And then last but not least, big hitters. Got to shout out some people who cashed out.
Oh, yeah. Coming in hot there with the music, Frank.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Big hitters.
Big hitters. With a Z. By the way, when you guys do the podcast title this week or for today, please include Aljo and Casey O'Neill.
Of course.
Go ahead.
Should we put that you lost the darts
Now
as
you,
well?
let GC have his moment.
First up, my moment. First up, Swazskis. He hits a plus 10,340 parlay. Goes Bruno Silva to win by submission, Lipsky to win by decision, and Josh Fremd. And then he takes another bet, $5 to win 325. Lipsky on points again. I guess he loved that bet this week. And Josh Fremd by submission. I mean, just incredible stuff there. That's like a plus 7,000. So shout out to him. Next up, Combat Sports Bets. He takes 10 fights across LFA, Bellator, and UFC, hits them all, turns $1 into 105, plus 10,561. Next up, Nubian Bookstore. I love this bet because A, it's a paper slip. You got that real ticket feel in your hands. B, he took Merab and he took him at plus 140. Like by the time the fight came around, he was like plus 220. So he was that confident. Merab took it all the way back on February 26th, puts $10,500 on it. Total payout was $25K. Profits almost $15,000. Shout out to Nubian Bookstore. Fantastic stuff from him. We have another paper slip. Love the paper slip. You get a couple extra points. Glenbot 5,000. He goes Jonathan Martinez by decision, Josh Fremd by submission. You talk about the cheeks. He probably had the cheeks when the Jonathan Martinez decision was getting announced. €5 into 225. Next up, Narco Cop. We shouted out his boy Tim last week. He goes Victor Henry by points, Carl Williams by points, Merab Dvalishvili by points, $35 into almost 1,400. Incredible stuff. I mean, watching that domination by Merab Dvalishvili must have been just the greatest thing ever for him to watch. Last but not least, Billy Bob. He goes Josh Fremd to win in round 2, 100 into 1,100, and Josh Fremd to win by submission in round 2, $10 into 310, almost $1,500 off of a $110 bet. So shout out to him. Fantastic stuff. Last thing.
Yes.
Actually, I have two things for you. The MMA Hour March Madness League.
Oh yeah,
live right now. Join now. Bracket. Still TBD on the prize. Frank, you think of anything?
I thought your original idea was good.
Yeah, we each pull something together. We do a little prize pack. We each throw something in.
Like just that. Any something from the set.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah. You can do the set.
That'd be
Maybe
cool.
I'll do like
Prime
a $50
Energy.
gift card.
Prime Energy. What do you think? I'm just going to send someone a drink? What do you think this is? I was thinking of like a memento.
Yeah, I like the memento idea.
A sperm?
Yeah. Frank loves those, but yeah.
Okay.
What? Yeah, join now. The link's pinned tweet on the Twitter. Last but not least, I don't know how you're going to take this. I don't know how you're going to react.
Who? Me?
You, yes,
Here we
you. There's a conspiracy afoot.
There's a conspiracy afloat?
There is a conspiracy.
All right.
Against our man.
Who?
Jack Tank Shore.
Uh-oh.
I've been notified via Twitter.
What?
There was a potential dubious acts in the darts game. Yes.
Do you think when he went to black that he changed it?
So someone pointed out to me and New York Rick that the first dart throw, he throws it and you're like, what did he get? What did he get? And he says miss.
Yes.
And then later it's 20. Here, if we could run the tape.
You have the tape?
Please, yes. Of course we have the tape.
Let's go straight into it.
All right, here we go. Here's Jack Tank Shore with his first shot. Home turf virtual. Wait, pause that. Can you pause that? What is it there? I need to see this.
The angle's tough.
He said miss.
He says miss. Watch. Let's let it run through.
What is that? Wait. What is that? Wait.
You hear him say miss.
What?
20.
Okay.
No pressure, Jack.
He finishes the thing.
So it should have been a 32.
20, and 12.
Now this is the most damning part.
Here we go. Where's Jack?
Yes. This is damning.
Yes, that's what I was wondering. Why didn't you just take it up to the thing?
A conspiracy's
How do I
afoot.
spin it?
How do I spin it?
28. He's 28. He knows how to spin it.
Oh, here we go. Okay. What do we see? We got a ooh, is that a double 20? No, it's not. It's a triple 20?
No, just inside.
Wait a second. So are you saying that he moved it?
No, I'm not saying it.
I'm saying that he moved it.
I'm saying there's a conspiracy on the hands. The miss and the cover. Him saying miss.
So if he did miss, then he got a 32, right?
Which would deem you the winner, yes. 39-32.
This is crazy.
Just a moment of silence.
The Zapruder film.
Calling Jack right now.
Wow.
Oh, man.
This is, I mean, I think we're going to tweet this out?
We can't tweet it out yet. I mean,
Jack,
Twitter is who notified.
We're still live on the air right now. And my producer, here's Jack, everyone. My producer, GC, has presented me video evidence of you potentially cheating in the darts. We are about to post this video evidence, and I think it is very damning evidence that you actually got a 32 and that I beat you. Can you believe this? What do you have to say for yourself?
Oh, let's see it.
Well, we're about to tweet. I don't know if you could see it right now. Wait, could he see it? Maybe he could see it. We're gonna tweet it right now. Oh, here it is. Here it is, Jack. You ready?
Come on, let's go straight into it.
All right, here we go. Here's Jack. Here you are. Well, you can't hear the audio. You shot this first shot. What is that? Wait. And you said it was a miss.
What is that? Wait.
And then you claimed it was a 20.
What is that?
No.
Oh.
You said it was a miss, Jack. We have you on audio. You said it was a miss. And then you were fumbling with the camera and you said 20, 12. Where's that first 20 coming from? In fact, you got a 32. I got a 39. I'm the winner.
No, Ariel, I said miss. I thought I hit the double 20 and it went in just beneath.
Oh, now he's saying the miss was just a double.
You're trying to claw it back now.
Oh, this is so suspect, Jack. You know what? We'll talk about it on Monday, but I just want to let you know we're releasing the film right now, and we don't apologize for the hatred you're about to receive. All right?
You can release it.
All right. There he is, Jack Shore. Thank you very much, Jack. There he is, Jack Shore. I mean, guys, I don't believe that for a second. No one says miss when they get a 20.
Just for the record, Joe and I agreed that maybe he was saying he missed the double or the triple.
You know what, Frank? Fuck you, all right? Fuck you, Frank, all right? I mean, for once, can you have my back, Frank?
Look at what,
I mean, Jesus.
Look at what this does.
I mean, Frank, you know what? When I die, can someone call Frank to lay me down to the ground so he can let me down one last time? I mean, Frank.
Oh, come on.
Whose side are you on here? Certainly not mine.
I just don't want to cast aspersions until we have
He
all
said
the facts.
miss. We have.
I know I do feel terrible bringing this up, but I mean, the people of Twitter, they notified me multiple times.
Who said this? I want to know.
Let's see. All right, so it started with Sean D. He said he's a long, loyal follower of Helwani. He says, Jack cheated against Helwani. Check the tape. He threw off the board and even says it in his first shot when he says miss. That's why he covered the pad when moving to show his score. Signed, Sean D.
Yeah.
Been with Helwani since the beginning when he used to do the show with other media members, Chuck, Shirt Guy, and Mr.
Maybe,
Different show.
Different show, yeah.
So yeah, he was the one that notified.
Okay. Can I see that one more time? I just want to really make sure that what we're saying is accurate because.
No, go on. Let's go straight into it.
All right, here we go. Here's Jack Tank Shore with his first shot. Home turf virtual. What is that? Wait. This is. Wait a second. What is that? Wait.
Home turf virtual. What is that? Wait.
Oh, 120.
Okay.
Okay, no pressure, Jack. Wow, 12 total. Wait, 32? No. No, 20, 20, and 12.
Where's
Let me see. Bring the iPad over there. I want to make sure that you're not lying to us.
There we go. Where's Jack?
Good thing
Bring the iPad
Look at
over
this.
there.
What's he doing now? He's
I think we're
covering it
seeing
up.
your shirt or something because it's black. You gotta
How
flip
do I spin it? Can I flip it?
Just bring it
Oh,
up
yeah, I
close.
got it.
Oh, here we go. Okay, what do we see? We got a, ooh, is that a double 20? No, it's not it's a triple 20?
No, just inside.
Guys, Big Joe has sent me. Have you seen this photo that Joe sent me, the screen grab?
No, I haven't seen it.
I have seen that.
Look at the screen grab. Can we get this up real quick? In the MMA Hour comms Slack?
Oh my gosh! Wow, wow.
Back
you're gonna have to give me
and
like
to the
30
left.
seconds, but yes, we can.
What? You know, I have so much respect for Jack, but I gotta say,
It's a
anyone
magic dart.
who's got a Finland flag that we could put up here? I mean, this is crazy.
Wow.
I mean, this. I
Wow.
mean, what happened to honor? This is unbelievable. This picture. Where'd you get this picture, Joe?
He screenshot.
This is the most damning evidence of it all.
This is truly a
Well, yeah. All of a sudden,
Zapruder film.
by the way,
situation.
all of a sudden, Jack Shore, who's like what 24, is a boomer. He doesn't know how to turn the screen around.
There was a
Obviously, he's like,
a not insignificant covering of the camera.
Yes.
For the amount
I
of
actually
time,
mentioned
for the
that
amount of time that it was covered.
while it was happening. I was like, "What is up with him covering up the camera?"
This is crazy.
And this is like
Now, but this also implies a co-conspirator, right? Because it means that he's covering the camera. Somebody sneaks in there.
No, he's pinching the iPad
and
from
adjusts
the
the
top.
board.
It wouldn't be his dad. His dad is an honorable man, the great Shaky Shore. But I have to say,
Allegedly, by the way.
allegedly, that's.
innocent until proven guilty.
I
I
mean,
have to say allegedly.
we have the footage right here.
Sure. But I mean, innocent until proven guilty.
Shaheen Al-Shadi weighing in, saying that is a cheat right there.
Wow.
Wow, they call him a cheater.
I mean, this is
that's
what
a-
the people are saying.
I mean,
And
that's
I
a big
even
accusation.
retweeted him saying that he beat me. You know what? I'm going to unretweet it.
I think that's fair.
How do you like them
For now.
apples?
All right, let's
Do we have the photo?
go ahead to my screen here. So, as you can see,
Oh my
photo
God. That is.
this is photo one.
That
this
looks
is
above the
this
red
is-
line, right?
This is pre.
That is the miss.
blackout. This is pre blackout. This is photo two. I mean, I like
I mean, that.
angles say a lot.
No, that's not even a question. Look at it.
Actually, the more I'm looking at it, it almost appears to be an impossibility.
What?
It looks to
Back
be off
and to the
above the
left.
20.
That is unbelievable. By the way, how did we not notice this in real time?
Things are moving fast, you know. He moved it to the same number, allegedly moved it to the same number.
He might have thought because it's a live show, we couldn't go back.
I have to say, I'm blown away right now. I never would have thought. And by the way, this could be it for the virtual, darts showdown.
This
I
is
think
why.
it always has to be in studio. Wow. Is there, whatever happens moving forward, I feel like there's forever an asterisk on this number. Or are we just, like, how do we decide if he cheated or not?
There's going to have to be a trial, maybe. Some kind of admission.
when
it comes
Tank
to
fights
that.
at MSG or something, he'll stand trial.
There's always the rematch, right? You do the rematch in person.
Oh, in person.
The real it has to be in person now, right?
How did it move?
How did the dart move?
Back and to the left.
Yeah.
Back into the left.
I mean, it's unbelievable. That photo, the video is great. The photo, you did that, Joe? Or someone sent that to you?
No, I didn't. Yeah.
Wow. That is, I mean,
Sleuth
that is
Joe is his new nickname.
That is damning evidence right there. I'm at a loss for words, guys.
You can't speak.
I mean,
I think we
listen,
just got
steadfast.
played.
When you called him, he was steadfast, right? He's calling it miss because he missed the.
He has nothing to say. You would have thought that he would be writing right now, like, Aljo earlier. He's got nothing to say. I think he's, you know what? I don't want to pile it on too much. He's got a big week ahead. This is small potatoes compared to Saturday night, but.
Think they bring it up at the press conference?
Well, if they're pros on the broadcast, they're bringing it up. It's been a great week for Jack Shore. He's in good spirits. Of course, a lot of controversy on Monday on the MMA Hour, the critically acclaimed program, where, he cheated in a game of darts. But this is... Well, thank you. What's the guy's name again who brought this to our attention?
Sean D.
Sean D. Thank you very much to Sean D. What a gent. And I guess we're going to leave it at that. I mean, look at this. Oh, I'm seeing another picture here. Wow. This is from MetaFight on Twitter. I agree with you, Connor Burks and Ariel Helwani. I thought about that too live. I mean, look at this. Wow. And he put it right under there, the closest spot possible. Frank, what do you think? Honestly, after seeing this now, I mean, the photo, after seeing that, what do you think?
Look, covering up the camera already raised an eyebrow while it was happening. And people can attest that I said that. Like, hey, why is he covering up the camera? It made no sense.
You said that in the control room?
In the control room, yeah. As it was happening.
Wish you would have brought it up live on the air.
You know, look, again, come on. So then Joe's sitting next to me doing the before and after. I mean, it's as clear as day.
I believe that too because, you know, a cheat would know.
Yeah,
Frank,
I mean,
inside the mind.
I considered my tool set, and I was like, yeah, that's one of the ones I would do for sure.
It's a Hannibal Lecter situation. We're
Thanks
hunting
a lot,
down.
Rick.
Wow.
Hannibal Lecter.
All right. Well, there you have it, guys. Stay tuned. We'll see what happens on Saturday. If we grant him the rematch, I kind of don't feel comfortable doing another virtual rematch, if I'm being honest. But we'll have to figure that out. Of course, back on Wednesday, a potential blockbuster on this program. Don't want to say guest just yet, but stay tuned for that. And then we'll drive you home to UFC 286.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah. You can hit my music, Frank. I mean, honestly, I'm a little bit rattled right now.
I am a little too.
I've never been, like robbed in front of my face. Like usually, behind your back,
So just to confirm it.
This is clear. I mean, what
you would have won, right?
I would have won. 39-32, correct? And then there I was. And by the way, now it explains he didn't want to do the rematch. He knew we were onto him.
It's all adding up.
Wow.
Do you still want to up the dartboard?
We thought we knew you. I do like that official one. I saw the official one.
That's what you should do during the rematch.
Yeah.
You say, look, I'm willing to look past the fact that you cheated. We'll just do a rematch, but you send me your dartboard if I win.
Oh, wow. The actual light up one?
Yeah, you'd be like, send me the whole thing. You'll pay shipping.
By the way, that I didn't even know you could do that. That might be the play for future. If in fact it is proven that he cheated, do we ban him for life from the show?
No. I mean, this is great entertainment. What will he do next? And we bring his dad on.
I think we
and
hire
we confront him in front of his dad.
Yes. Shaky Shore, what do you have to say for your son?
Yeah, and then show him the footage.
This is crazy. I'm so rattled right now. Anyway, we have to move on. Thank you to everyone who brought this to our attention. We appreciate you. Thank you to Merab Dvalishvili, Benson Henderson, Jack Shore, and Tommy Aspinall. Thanks all of you. Thanks to all of them. Back on Wednesday. Same time and place. Until then, I say, I'm out.